Chapter 1298. Pretending to be Inscription Beast. Chapter 1298. Pretending to be Inscription Beast. Humans and beasts are planning to wait for the golden bear to climb to a high place and then think of a way to beat him down so that the golden grapes won't be swallowed by others. Many humans took out their magic mirrors to record the process of the golden bear climbing the tree. Yuzwakowin said, "This golden bear is really awesome. What kind of species is it? Could it be a sun, immortal beast?" Zheng Shuangzi said with frown, "If this bear can get the golden grapes down, we must capture him." "Can we capture him?" Xinyuan Wansi is somewhat worried. "If the golden bear gets the bunch of grapes and eats them all, what can we do?" Luo Weizhuang curled his lips and said, Then capture the golden bear." Zheng Shuangzi coldly groaned and said, "Don't tell me we are going to lose to a bear." The golden bear raised his head and looked at the top of the tree. His butt suddenly shook and then burst out a golden energy mist. Everyone is immediately dumbfounded. The golden bear is actually farting. Moreover, this fart is very powerful. It produced a pushing force that pushed the golden bear up into the sky. When the golden bear rushed up, he felt a pressure pressing down on him. He let out a loud roar and spewed out golden lightning from his mouth. Qin Yun's pupil shrank when he saw the golden lightning. That is because the golden lightning has many very fine runes. Thunder and fire runes. Qin Yun is extremely alarmed. He is now certain that the golden bear is an inscription beast and the runes it released are very profound. Qin Yun also doesn't know what rank the runes are. He only knows that they are very profound and very difficult to master. With a popping sound, the pressure released by the divine tree suddenly dispersed. The golden bears but continuously spewed out powerful flames, producing a pushing force that rushed up to the top of the mountain. Everyone is dumbstruck. They originally wanted to use the golden bear's method to go up, but they don't know how to use a fart to push themselves up to the top of the mountain. After the golden bear went up, many people took out their telescopic tools to watch. The beast horde also let out all kinds of roars. It is clear that they are very jealous and angry, but there is nothing they can do. After the golden bear went up, it stood on a thick branch and slowly walked towards the tree hole. There's a bunch of dazzling golden grapes hanging on the tree hole. The golden bear arrived in front of the tree hole and stretched out its paw. A golden grape suddenly fell down and floated towards the golden bear's paw. Qin Yun recalled the evil god's words. The descent of the sun divine stone was summoned by the group of inscription beasts. Only this group of inscription beasts should be able to eat the divine fruit it bore. The golden bear got a grape and was very satisfied. It jumped down from the top. When he landed, a big black snake suddenly rushed over, wanting to snatch the grape. After the golden bear jumped over, it slapped down with its paw. Ferocious flames of anger turned into a bear's paw and whistled over. The black snake's head was as big as a small house, but now it was instantly smashed by the golden flame bear's paw, turning into ashes that scattered in all directions. This kind of power was terrifying to the extreme. The leader of the group of beasts was an upper ninth heaven immortal beast, but it was actually so weak. No one doubted that Jin Xiong's strength was on par with a Xian immortal. This mysterious immortal desert was at the upper immortal realm. Only humans and beasts at the upper immortal realm could enter. But Jin Xiong was a Xian immortal. Qin Yun suddenly recalled the mystic Tiger King. He suspects that the mystic Tiger King is also an inscription beast. However, he is rather low-key and very understanding of human nature. He allows immortal beasts and immortals to cultivate and comprehend Tao in his Dragon Tiger Divine Mountain. He is revered by many immortals and immortal beasts. The mystic Tiger King should be an inscription beast. Qin Yun suspects that the mystic Tiger King is a grass and wood attribute inscription beast, because he saw the mystic Tiger King come out from a large tree. Within the Dragon Tiger Divine Mountain, the mystic Tiger King is invincible. Now, in the mysterious immortal desert, inscription beasts are also the strongest group of beasts. As a result, it is very difficult to capture them. Inscription beasts are protected within the Sun Divine Stone's domain. Jin Xiong put the grape into his mouth and swaggered over to the leaders of the various huge beast groups. Those beast leaders are all lying on the ground, not daring to raise their heads. They are worried that they will be killed. A sharp cry suddenly appeared in the sky. A white crane flickering with white light flew over from the distance. Seeing this white crane, everyone cursed in their hearts, because this thing could be a bird beast. In the mysterious immortal desert, it is simply an existence that violates the rules. The white crane easily flew to the side of the tree hole, picked up a golden grape, and flew away. This is another inscription beast. Everyone also discovered that the white crane and the golden bear did not ask for too many grapes. They only asked for one. Moreover, the size of these beasts are not exaggeratedly large, but they all have very strong power. There are a total of 36 grapes in that bunch, and now 2 of them have been taken away. The group of immortal beasts and humans under the tree can only watch anxiously because they have no way to go to the top of the tree. Qin Yun used the Lion King cannon to continue observing the golden grapes in the tree hole. He guessed that there will definitely be more inscription beasts that will go over to take the golden grapes. Suddenly, a light blue snake came out from under the sand and jumped up from the tree trunk. It is like a small blue lightning bolt that is constantly jumping up. The blue snake quickly arrived at the top of the tree and bit down on a golden grape. Then it jumped up in the air and suddenly turned into mist and disappeared. This caused a burst of exclamations and beast roars. The continuous appearance of these inscription beasts made everyone understand that the divine fruits belong to these inscription beasts. Suddenly, the crowd burst into an uproar because a white wolf is rushing over. After the white wolf approached the divine tree, it suddenly slowed down. It can be seen that it is very respectful towards the divine tree. The white wolf's body is not very big compared to the leaders of the beast horde. It can be said that it is very small, only 2 meters long. The pure and holy white fur on its body is emitting a pure and holy silver light. Its pair of blue eyes look very gentle, but it also gives people a very proud and powerful feeling. This white wolf is also here to take the golden grapes. A leopard among the leaders of the beast horde politely asked, "Big brother wolf, how can we obtain the divine fruit?" The white wolf let out a burst of gentle laughter. It is a woman's voice. The leopard leader said awkwardly, "Big sister wolf, if you want to obtain the divine fruit, you need to comprehend it under the divine tree. As long as you comprehend it thoroughly, the divine tree will naturally give you the divine fruit." After the white wolf finished speaking, it lightly ran. Everyone and the leaders of the beast horde are trying to comprehend the white wolf's words. After the white wolf ran over, it jumped more than 1,000 meters high on the divine tree and broke through the pressure. Then it quickly ran along the vertical tree trunk. It is very agile and fast. After arriving at the tree hole, the white wolf also obtained a grape and ate it. After the white wolf left, more than 10 different inscription beasts came to take the golden grapes one after another. Each of them only took one. There are still 22 golden grapes left. The beast horde and the crowd did not dare to move. They can only wait for other inscription beasts to come and take it. Because they know that these inscription beasts are very terrifying, they are all Xian immortal level. Qin Yin has been using the Lion King cannon to look at the tree hole. Suddenly, he saw a spatial fluctuation appear inside the tree hole, and a little gray cat suddenly appeared inside. This kitten is indeed an inscription beast. Moreover, it has spatial runes. Qin Yun is very shocked in his heart. Everyone and the beast horde cried out in alarm. The little gray cat casually went up. This caused many people to be very envious. Those inscription beasts from before were all very ferocious, but this little gray cat is very cute. Meow, meow, meow. The little gray cat meowed towards the small tree inside the tree hole. Suddenly, 2 golden grapes fell down. This little gray cat actually obtained 2 golden grapes. Could it be that I can get more just by looking cute? Qin Yun is startled in his heart. Everyone is also very unconvinced. The little gray cat only meowed a few times and obtained 2 golden grapes. This is enough to make a large group of people and beasts die from jealousy. Ling Yin'er said, Xiao Yun, the little gray cat, should be together with Yin Yun. That's why the little gray cat wants 2 golden grapes. That little girl really hooked up with the little gray cat? Truly a smart girl. Qin Yin cursed a few times in his heart. Originally, he was the first to see the little gray cat, but Yin Yun suddenly appeared and disappeared together with the little gray cat. After the little gray cat obtained 2 golden grapes, it suddenly disappeared without a trace. There are still 20 golden grapes left in the bunch. Everyone and Beast Horde continued to wait. They want to wait for all the inscription beasts to take the grapes before they can go over to avoid being encountered by the inscription beasts. One night passed. No more inscription beasts came. The Beast Horde immediately became restless. Xiao Yin, quickly go. Ling Yin suddenly said, You have rested for 1 night. You should have recovered, right? Me? Isn't this courting death? A large group of people and beasts are watching. Qin Yin actually wanted to go over, but he is a human. You put on a lion mask, and then use Heavenly Lion's heavenly roar to rush over. Ling Yun said with smile, You are an expert in deceiving people. Now people and Beast Horde are worried that the inscription beasts will appear again. If you run over, your aura will be enough to scare them. Qin Yin thought about it and felt that this method is not bad. At this time, he is playing with his aura. Previously, so many inscription beasts appeared. Only the golden bear at the beginning was very violent and intimidated everyone. Therefore, people and Beast Horde did not dare to move. Qin Yin took out a heavenly lion mask. It looks very much like a heavenly lion mask. It was specially made by him. Let's go all out. After Qin Yin put on the heavenly lion mask, he took out the magic mirror and sent a message to Xiao Yuelon. Yuelon, I'm going over. Act according to the situation and cover me. Qin Yin took a few deep breaths and rushed towards the divine tree. Originally, the Beast Horde was preparing to move, but they suddenly heard a lion roar and looked back. Seeing that strange lion-head human, people and Beast Horde felt somewhat puzzled. Roar. Qin Yin let out another heavenly lion's heavenly roar. Furthermore, he used the first layer of heavenly might Dao technique, mighty heavenly might. That lion roar was accompanied by an astonishing power of heavenly might, causing many beasts to retreat one after another. Xiao Yuelon originally wanted to ask Qin Yin something, but when she saw the lion-head human rush out, she immediately knew that it was Qin Yin. Use what Cohen said with a frown. What is this thing? It's neither a human nor a beast. Song Fengshan cursed in a low voice. There were so many strange beasts before, and they all had the same appearance. Only this thing is so strange. You are all wrong. This thing is the strongest, because it is about to evolve into a human. Xiao Yuelon said coldly. She also felt strange in her heart, because she could not help but cooperate with Qin Yin to swindle this group of people. Chapter 1299. Golden Grape. Only Xiao Yuelon knows that the lion head is Qin Yin. She is very worried that Qin Yin would be injured while climbing the tree. That tree is very dangerous. So many immortal beasts went up, and all of them died and fell down. Upper Immortal Yuelon. That lion head should be the strongest, right? Lan Bufan walked over and said with smile. He should be very strong. Xiao Yuelon nodded. Thanks to Upper Immortal Yuelon's reminder, otherwise I would have definitely gone to kill that lion head man. Lan Bufan immediately thanked her sincerely. It is obvious that he is trying to get close to Xiao Yuelon. You're welcome, Xiao Yuelon coldly replied. Upper Immortal Yuelon, you are very knowledgeable. Do you know what happened to those strange beasts? Wang Tengxing walked over and asked with smile. Yao Qin Shuang and Chu Yilin are secretly jealous of Xiao Yuelon because not only are they weaker than her, they're also not knowledgeable enough. Xiao Yuelon can only spout nonsense. Strange beasts are bred from Sun Divine Stone. The Divine Tree is also bred from Sun Divine Stone. Therefore, strange beasts can obtain divine fruits. Zheng Xuangzi promptly said with smile. Upper Immortal Yuelon's words, I understand. Thank you for dispelling the doubts in my heart and broadening my horizons. Xiao Yuelon can't stand these guys and said coldly, You must be careful of those beast leaders. If they don't obtain the divine fruits, we will become their targets. Hearing Xiao Yuelan's warning, everyone looked at the beast leaders, whether or not they are glaring at them covetously. The losses of the beast leaders are not small. Even if they can't obtain the divine fruits, they will fight us to the death and eat us to fill their stomachs. Xiao Yuelan said again, "We can't obtain the divine fruits. It's better not to stay here." After Xiao Yuelan finished speaking, she turned around and ran into the distance. She wants to lead this group of people away and reduce the pressure on Qinyan. However, many people hesitated and did not immediately follow her. Xiao Yuelan originally thought that Zheng Shuangzi and the others who wanted to get close to her would follow her. The influence of these 10 exalted immortals is not small. If they leave, others will definitely follow. But now, they are indifferent and have no intention of leaving. Yu Zuoquan shouted at Xiao Yuelan, "Upper Immortal Yuelan, there is nothing to be afraid of those beast leaders. We are the 10 exalted immortals. If they dare to come, we will just kill them." Wang Tengxing also shouted, "Immortal Yuelan, come back quickly. We might even have a chance to obtain the divine fruit." Xiao Yuelan left without looking back. Although no one followed her, she had another plan. After leaving the crowd, she hid herself and quietly returned to the vicinity of the divine tree. This way, even if Qinyan was in danger, it would be convenient for her to save him. Yao Qinshuang sneered disdainfully. "Exalted Immortal Yuelan is really something. You're so strong, but you're actually so afraid of death." Exactly. What was there to fear about those savage beasts? They were all low-grade creatures that evolved from ordinary beasts. We are the 10 great exalted immortals with so much equipment in our hands. If we were to fight, the only ones who would suffer would be those stupid savage beasts. Chu Yilin said happily when she saw Xiao Yuelan leave. Chu Yilin and Yao Qinshuang were suppressed by Xiao Yuelan. Now that Xiao Yuelan has left, the other male upper immortals here finally focused their attention on the two of them. One should know that not only were they one of the 10 exalted immortals, but they were also quite beautiful and ranked. Especially a lecher like Yu Zuoquan, he was very interested in this kind of powerful beauty. Xiao Yuelan did not go far. After she disappeared from everyone's line of sight, she hid in the desert. Her invisibility ability is something she copied from Qinyan. When she heard the heavenly lion's heavenly roar earlier, she felt very puzzled. She did not expect Qinyan to have mastered this kind of heavenly lion totem martial art. It is the same roar as the nether realm heavenly lion she summoned. Could it be that he can also summon the nether realm heavenly lion? Who the hell is he? Xiao Yuelan only saw Qinyan once before, and Qinyan quickly used a mask to cover his face. If Xiao Yuelan looked at Qinyan a few more times, she would definitely feel an even stronger sense of familiarity. Although she only glanced at Qinyan once, Xiao Yuelan has an indescribable good impression of Qinyan. This is also the reason why she wants to protect Qinyan. She also doesn't know why, but subconsciously, she is very worried that something will happen to Qinyan. She inexplicably wants to care about Qinyan. When Xiao Yuelan was young, Qinyan suffered all kinds of pain and torture in order to save her. After Qinyan suffered heavenly punishment, Xiao Yuelan forgot about these matters. However, in her consciousness, she has a certain feeling about Qinyan. On the way here, she used the devil mirror to ask Xian Rujing, but Xian Rujing did not say anything. Xian Rujing is also worried that Xiao Yuelan will recollect and suffer soul injury. Earlier, Xian Lingshue's soul was almost seriously injured. Not long after, Xiao Yuelan quietly returned to the vicinity of the divine tree and looked at Qinyan, who is currently climbing the tree. Qinyan is wearing a vivid and lifelike lion head mask. Although it caused many immortals and immortal beasts to be suspicious, the aura of heavenly might he released earlier suppressed those people and beast leaders, allowing them to smoothly climb the tree. Otherwise, they would have been attacked long ago. The golden red bark of the tree is uneven. It is very easy to climb. Very soon, Qinyan climbed up to a kilometer high. It is very hot here. Qin Yun sensed a very hot aura. Fortunately, he has the Nine-Sun Divine Spirit. He can quickly absorb the energy into the Nine-Sun Divine Spirit. Everyone saw that Qin Yun can smoothly climb so high and at such a slow speed, they feel that it is very strange. Because those white wolves and golden bears from before can quickly climb to the top of the tree. Climbing a tree is very dangerous. Qin Yun doesn't dare to be fast when facing this kind of danger. He can only slowly climb. Now he feels a lot more at ease, because even if others discover his true identity, it will not be easy to beat him down. Very soon, he climbed to a height of 2 meters. Although many tree vines appeared on the way, they did not manage to bind him. Qin Yun suddenly discovered that his tree totem is very useful. Just now, the tree totem released a special energy that made those tree vines shrink back. Xiao Yuelan saw that Qin Yun can climb so high. She is very worried that he will encounter danger. She is very suspicious in her heart. Qin Yun is just a 6th-layer immortal. How can he climb so high? She is now somewhat suspicious that the Lion Man is not Qin Yun. It must be known that Yu Zuoquan tried before, even if he relied on very strong equipment. He would not be able to climb any higher. Finally, Qin Yun arrived at the tree hole at the top of the tree. Ha! I'm up. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart. He stood on a thick tree branch and walked toward the tree hole. Yu Zuoquan and the others are watching the Lion Man from a distance using telescopic tools. They are also recording it with a magic mirror and will post it on the magic mirror later. That guy's going to pick golden grapes. How many can he pick? Yu Zuoquan shouted. He is reaching out to pick them. Zheng Shuangzi shouted. Everyone is seriously watching. Qin Yun reached out his hand, wanting to pick a golden grape. But strangely, after his hand touched the golden grape, it is as if he touched air. What's going on? Don't tell me these golden grapes are just illusions? Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. Then he tried again. His hand brushed past the bunch of golden grapes, but the golden grapes are like illusions. It is impossible to grab them. Qin Yun suddenly realized that only inscription beasts can pick golden grapes. You already let me come up? Why are you not willing to give me a grape? I don't want much. Qin Yun said with light sigh. The tree totem in your body is an immortal tear totem. I also want an immortal tear tree totem. The small golden tree shook a bit and said to Qin Yun with mental power. The small tree's voice appeared in Qin Yun's mind. He is secretly delighted and replied, This is easy. I will carve a tree totem for you right now. When everyone saw that the lion head man is unable to pick the golden grapes, they are all puzzled. They also don't know what the lion head man is doing. They can only see the lion head man's back because Qin Yun is blocking the small tree hole. Qin Yun's back is facing the outside. The inside of the small tree hole is originally very dark, but the golden grapes are very bright and can illuminate the tree hole. He took out the floating cloud divine needle and released his strongest blood soul power. He began carving immortal tear tree totem on the small sapling's slender trunk. Although Qin Yun has totem inscription spirit, and he also has a tree totem in his body, carving a tree totem on a small sapling is not easy at all. The main reason is that the sapling's bark is very hard. Even the floating cloud divine needle is not easy to pierce. Furthermore, the immortal tear tree totem is rather complicated and requires a very long time. No one knows what Qin Yun is doing. They can only quietly watch from below. Xiao Yuelan sent Qin Yun a few messages in a row, but Qin Yun did not reply. She clenched her jade-like fists tightly. She is so worried that her palms are sweating. Little sapling, how many golden grapes do you plan on giving me? Qin Yun asked. I'll give them all to you. The sapling's voice is very thin, like a child's. Really? Qin Yun is very happy and immediately became very motivated. His speed of carving the tree totem has become much faster. Those little babies have all come to collect the golden grapes. The rest of the golden grapes will fall sooner or later. The sapling said, When the time comes, I will sleep for a period of time, and new golden grapes will grow. Little sapling, how many divine trees are there here? Qin Yun asked. He is astonished. Golden bear and white wolf, these kind of inscription beasts, are actually little babies. They are very ferocious inscription beasts. There's still quite a few. I also don't know how to contact them. We are all independent, the sapling replied. He used mental power to transmit his voice to Qin Yun. After tossing and turning for a few hours, Qin Yun finally finished carving. It is nighttime now. The sapling is very happy. It shook a few times and produced a power that pushed Qin Yun out of the tree hole. As for the golden grapes, they suddenly fell down. Qin Yun is very excited and moved. He promptly caught the golden grapes and stored them inside the nine-sun divine soul. There are still 20 golden grapes left on the tree, and they have all been taken by the Lion Man. This immediately caused all kinds of roars from the crowd and beast horde. Qin Yun stood at the top of the tree and looked down at the group of ferocious immortal beasts and powerful upper immortals. He promptly took out the devil mirror and informed Xiao Yuelon to receive him. However, the gigantic divine tree violently shook and quickly retracted into the sand. Qin Yun hastily turned invisible and jumped out. As soon as he jumped out, the tree disappeared into the sand. Not even a hole was left behind. Although Qin Yun is invisible, some immortal beasts rushed over. Because the distance is very close, he was also sensed. Chapter 1300. Yuelon is doubtful. Qin Yun suddenly feels that he underestimated those beast leaders and ascendant immortals. Among the beast horde's leaders, there were many who could sense Qin Yun, and those ascendant immortals can use soul-sensing talismans or other tools to lock onto Qin Yun's position. Because the distance is very close, no matter how strong Qin Yun's concealment ability is, he can still be sensed by the beast leaders or those ascendant immortals' tools and talismans. Qin Yun wanted to take out Star Traveling Pagoda, but suddenly sensed a very familiar aura. Is Xiao Yuelon? My wife has arrived. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart, but he is also very worried that Xiao Yuelon will be implicated. As soon as Xiao Yuelon arrived, the earth crazily shook. She used vibration divine ability power. Large amount of sand surged up like a great wave and slowed down many beast leaders and ascendant immortals. Hoo. Vibration divine ability power whistled like a gale. Ripples appeared on the stars and shook all around. The beast leaders and ascendant immortals now feel like they are in a surging ocean. The sand is rushing in all directions. Xiao Yuelon is standing beside Qin Yun. She is tightly grabbing his hand. Qin Yun can sense Xiao Yuelon's determination to protect him even at the cost of her life. He felt warm and moved in his heart. Xiao Yuelon is invisible. Others can't see her, but this kind of vibration power made many people secretly suspicious. Back when Yu Zuoquan and Xiao Yuelon fought, Xiao Yuelon used this kind of vibration divine ability power. Roar! A furious dragon roar suddenly shook the heaven and earth. It is nighttime now. The desert is like a stormy sea, crazily surging because of the vibration divine ability power. However, the sudden dragon roar shocked all the leaders of the beast horde. Xiao Yuelon has summoned a Netherrealm Berserk Dragon. The Netherrealm Berserk Dragon is a kilometer long. Its entire body is pitch black. Its eyes are completely red. When it opened its mouth, its dragon teeth are as sharp as blades and flickering with red lightning. Its long and large dragon body is covered with hard black scales. As the scales trembled, it spewed out waves of dreadful nether-realm baleful energy, accompanied by dreadful astral winds that howled in all directions and enveloped the desert. The nether-realm berserk dragon crazily roared and rushed into the desert. It is like a fish in water, nimbly swimming under the surging desert. Voila! The dragon's tail danced in the air as if thousands of thunderbolts were sweeping across. A large number of immortal beasts in the desert were swept by the dragon tail, covered in black lightning, and instantly exploded. The group of ascendant immortals were horrified to the extreme. One by one, they jumped out of the desert, distancing themselves from the terrifying black dragon. Qin Yun is also frightened by the Netherrealm Mad Dragon summoned by Xiao Yuelon. The Netherrealm Mad Dragon was actually able to deal with the leaders of the beast horde so easily. Xiao Yuelon is a ninth firmament exalted immortal with unfathomable strength. The Netherrealm Mad Dragon that she summoned was as strong as her. Qin Yun is being pulled by Xiao Yuelon. They are riding a Netherrealm Heavenly Lion and are quickly galloping through the desert. Roar! Roar! The Netherrealm Berserk Dragon wreaked havoc in the desert. Large amounts of yellow sand were like seawater being swept up by the Berserk Dragon, setting off a sandstorm. None of the beast leaders or the exalted immortals dared to approach. If they joined hands, they would naturally be able to repel the Netherrealm Mad Dragon, but they would also have to pay a price. No one wanted to pay such a price. Moreover, they could see that the dragon came from the Netherrealm. It is a summoned Netherrealm Mad Dragon. It means that it won't die, so it will fight crazily regardless of the price. Xiao Yuelon brought Qin Yun and ran far away. She also summoned the Netherrealm Mad Dragon. On the road, Qin Yun is constantly erasing his aura to prevent people from tracking him. Dawn arrived. Xiao Yuelon also summoned the Netherrealm Heavenly Lion back. It is unknown where she is now, but she is far away from those ascendant immortals and beast leaders. So dangerous. I was almost done for. Qin Yun took out the star-traveling pagoda and smiled at Xiao Yuelon. Yuelon, thank you for saving me. You are welcome. Sister Rujing told me to properly protect you. Xiao Yuelon's aloof and beautiful face showed a rare gentleness as she spoke in soft voice. Qin Yun is still wearing the lion head mask. When he entered the star-traveling pagoda, he changed into a mask. Xiao Yuelon looked at the mask on his face and said in a somewhat unhappy manner, "Do you really want to keep wearing this mask? Why don't you let me look at you more?" Qin Yun said with a smile, "I don't have anything good to look at. On the other hand, Yuelon, you are very beautiful. It is enough for me to look at you." Xiao Yuelon very unhappily coldly groaned and entered the star-traveling pagoda. At this time, Qin Yun took out the magic mirror and saw that there's a lot of news about the divine tree and the golden grapes on it. Those bastards, they actually recorded everything. Qin Yun cursed in low voice. The process of him climbing the tree with the lion head mask has been recorded by someone and posted on the magic mirror. It's fine as long as nobody knows that you did it. Xiao Yuelon's ice-cold, beautiful eyes flickered with hidden bitterness. Because Qin Yun is always wearing a mask, and she wants to look at Qin Yun more. Qin Yun promptly took out the bunch of golden grapes and said with a smile, "Yuelon, if you did not save me, I would have been done for. I will give you half of these 20 grapes." Xiao Yuelon took one and said, "I only want one." These divine fruits cannot be eaten repeatedly. They are only useful when you eat the first one. Qin Yun is also aware of this point. Otherwise, those formidable inscription beasts would not have just taken one and left. "Yuelon, do you want to eat it now?" Qin Yun asked. "No, I am worried that after eating it, I will break through to Xian Immortal. I still have important things to do in Immortal Xian Great Desert." Xiao Yuelon is sitting on a chair and carefully looking at the golden grapes. "You want to find the sun altar?" Qin Yun asked. This is what Sister Rujing and Yueyu asked me to do. Xiao Yuelon did not continue speaking. Clearly she wants to keep this matter secret. Qin Yun also did not ask about this matter. Instead, he asked about another matter. "Yuelon, have you been in contact with Sister Kiru during this period of time?" "Sister Kiru? Who is it?" Xiao Yuelon said with frown. Qin Yun's heart suddenly trembled. Xiao Yuelon actually forgot about Xie Kiru. Xian Kiru. "You don't remember?" Qin Yun said in shock. Xiao Yuelon's eyebrows are tightly knitted. She carefully thought about it, and then shook her head. "I don't know this person. Is she also a disciple of our Guanghan Palace?" Xiao Yuelon asked. Now, Qin Yun is certain that Xie Kiru also suffered some heavenly punishment. Therefore, Xiao Yuelon and the others don't remember about Xie Kiru. Qin Yun is secretly worried about Xie Kiru, afraid that she will be killed by heavenly punishment. He also understands why he can't contact Xie Kiru through the immortal graveyard diagram. It is extremely likely that Xie Kiru did something and triggered heavenly punishment. Now she is hiding. "Yuelon, do you know about the immortal graveyard diagram?" Qin Yun asked. Of course I know. I have in my hand. It's something my mother left for me. How do you know about this? Xiao Yuelon is very puzzled. This matter is very complicated. Qin Yun let out a long sigh. He originally wanted to ask Xiao Yuelon about Siakiru, but now it seems that Siakiru also suffered heavenly punishment. What makes him feel strange is that he has not cultivated sacred-level soul, yet he still remembers Siakiru. Xiao Yuelon said coldly, Who the hell are you? Why do you know so much about me? Moreover, you can summon Nether Realm, Heavenly Lion, and make your body transparent. I also have these abilities. Qin Yun hesitated for a moment, and then told Xiao Yuelon about his encounter with heavenly punishment. We used to know each other, but after I encountered heavenly punishment, you all forgot about me. Rujing has a very strong, sacred-level soul, so she can still remember me. Qin Yun helplessly spread out his hands. I don't want you to see my face because I'm afraid that if you try hard to remember, it will cause your soul to suffer backlash and be damaged. Yuelon, these words sound very unimaginable, but what I said is the truth. Do you believe me? Xiao Yuelon pondered for a moment and gently nodded. I do. Then tell me, what was my relationship with you before? About this, we are just friends, and it is the kind that is trustworthy. Qin Yun smiled. He originally wanted to say that they were husband and wife, but he was worried that Xiao Yuelon would have a big reaction and would recall this matter. Is that so? Xiao Yuelon is somewhat unconvinced and said again, One of my martial spirits has the ability to copy other people's martial spirit or divine ability. My martial spirit has evolved into an immortal martial spirit. It can copy even more and stronger abilities. What abilities do I have that I copied from you? Mysterious penetration divine ability, suffering divine ability, heavenly lion summoning technique, vibration martial spirit. Qin Yun said a bunch of things, causing Xiao Yuelon to be extremely astonished. Xiao Yuelon rarely uses these abilities in public. She only uses them during practice. Even in the Guanghan Palace, not many people know about these abilities. However, Qin Yun knows them very clearly. What shocked her the most is that Qin Yun has mastered so many formidable abilities. Yuelon, I have some formidable abilities in my body. Do you want to copy them? Qin Yun said with a smile. And Xiao Yuelon walked towards Qin Yun, then reached her hand under his clothes and randomly touched him. There's a nether sun on my abdomen, there's nether sun spirit, and heavenly Tao divine rune inside. Qin Yun spoke, grabbed Xiao Yuelon's hand, and pressed it on his abdomen, letting her sense the nether sun Ling Yuner also relaxed the nether sun and accepted Xiao Yuelon's power. Yuelon, can you copy it? Qin Yun curiously asked. Nether sun spirit and heavenly Tao divine rune are very mysterious abilities. Even Qin Yun doesn't know how to use them. I can. Xiao Yuelon's beautiful eyes flickered with joy. Qin Yun very quickly discovered that Xiao Yuelon's copying ability is very heaven-defying. He is worried that she will suffer heavenly punishment, because not only Xiao Yuelon copied Nether Sun Spirit and Heavenly Tao Divine Rune, she even copied Heavenly Might Tao technique. Moreover, she has mastered 2 levels of Heavenly Might Tao technique. Were we really just friends before? Xiao Yuelon placed her hand on Qin Yun's abdomen and looked at his masked face. And very good friends, Qin Yun nodded. Chapter 1301. Be forced to confess, answer. What answer is there? It's not like it's a puzzle. Qin Yun laughed dryly. Yuelon, I'm going to eat the next golden grape. I'm going into seclusion. With that, he got up and walked towards the stairs to the secret room on the 2nd floor. Xiao Yuelon shot forward and flashed in front of Qin Yun. She gently struck out with her palm. Qin Yun never expected Xiao Yuelon to actually make a move. He immediately dodged Xiao Yuelon's palm. Xiao Yuelon continued to attack quickly. Her cultivation was much higher than Qin Yun's, so it was easy for her to deal with Qin Yun. She struck out twice in a row. Although her palm strike was very fast, she did not use much strength. She only forced Qin Yun to take a few steps back. Yuelon, what are you doing? Qin Yun saw Xiao Yuelon's beautiful face as ice cold and shouted in alarm. I want to find the answer I want to know. After Xiao Yuan finished speaking, she charged at Qin Yun again and waved her lily-white hand at Qin Yun's face. Qin Yun knew that Xiao Yuan wanted to snatch his mask, but his speed was not as fast as Xiao Yuan's. Even if he could avoid it this time, he would not be able to avoid it a second time. Xiao Yuan snorted and finally took off Qin Yun's mask. However, she was still unable to clearly see Qin Yun's appearance, because Qin Yun deliberately twisted the muscles on his face and used his hands to make a funny face. "Ha! Yuan, look at me. Do you remember anything?" Qin Yun made a face and chuckled. "Yuan, you definitely won't be able to remember anything. Don't waste your energy." Xiao Yuan secretly gritted her jade-like teeth. Her jade-like hand stretched out like lightning and pinched the flesh on Qin Yun's waist. Then she forcefully twisted it. Qin Yun immediately shouted, but he still had a grimace. He could not let Xiao Yuan see his appearance. "Stop messing around. Hurry up and let me see your appearance." Xiao Yuan shouted coldly. "If you don't cooperate with me, don't blame me for being impolite." Qin Yun groaned his heart. Xiao Yuan is still the same Xiao Yuan from before. She is still so violent when doing things. "Tell me, what was our relationship before?" Xiao Yuan asked coldly. Her voice was filled with anger. She seemed to have an answer in her heart, but she wanted Qin Yun to say it personally. Xiao Yuan was very clear about her feelings and judgment. It's just that she didn't want to admit it, because she had completely lost this part of her memories. She also discovered that there was a certain gap in her memories. Her memory loss was very subtle. If she didn't mention it, it would be impossible to notice. "Yuan, I'm doing this for your own good." Qin Yun pulled at his mouth and eyes with both hands and said to Xiao Yuan with a grimace. He kept on shouting because Xiao Yuan was twisting him in pain. "If it's for my own good, then tell me everything." Xiao Yuan also released her hand and stopped twisting Qin Yun's waist. She knew that she had hurt Qin Yun. Her heart ached, and she felt very apologetic. Qin Yun said, "Then you must promise me, don't be too entangled in your lost memories. Don't think about this matter." "I promise you." After Xiao Yuan finished speaking, she could not help but rub Qin Yun's waist. Qin Yun did not make a face. He sighed helplessly and sat on a chair. Xiao Yuan quietly looked at Qin Yun's handsome face. She only felt that it was very familiar and intimate. An indescribable longing welled up in her heart. For some reason, a strong emotion lingered in her thoughts, causing her to be unable to help but recall the important man who had disappeared from her memories. She bit her lips and looked at Qin Yun. For some reason, she felt very distressed. She vaguely felt that the man in front of her had once paid a great price for her. "You, who are you to me?" Xiao Yuan's voice suddenly became very gentle. "Yuan, you should have an answer in your heart, right?" Qin Yun could not control his emotions as he stared at Xiao Yuan's beautiful eyes filled with deep affection. "I want you to tell me," Xiao Yuan said softly. "I'm your man." Qin Yun smiled. "Do you believe it or not?" Xiao Yuan sat down on a chair and lowered her head. Her mood is very complicated. "Don't let your imagination run wild," Qin Yun suddenly shouted, interrupting Xiao Yuan's memories. Then he sighed and said, "You promised me not to worry about this matter. Are you really my husband? Why did I forget such an important person?" Xiao Yuan looked at Qin Yun and shook her head. She did not dare to believe it. "Yuan, it doesn't matter if you don't recognize me." Qin Yun sighed melancholically. "I can see that you are living very well now. I am very happy." Xiao Yuan looked at Qin Yun, her heart feeling inexplicably uncomfortable. She and Qin Yun have a very deep relationship. At this moment, she can confirm that Qin Yun is someone she once knew, and he is also very important. "I will cultivate a saint-level soul as soon as possible and recover my memories as soon as possible," Xiao Yuan said. "If you are really my husband, when the time comes, I will definitely compensate you double." Qin Yun suddenly said with a smile, "Yuan, I have a way. Maybe it can help you recover your memories." Xiao Yuan immediately said, "Quickly say it. Let me kiss you. Maybe I'll recover my memories in an instant." Qin Yun chuckled and walked over. "Go to hell." Xiao Yuelon saw Qin Yun excitedly running over and sent him flying with a palm strike. Qin Yun was thrown into a chair by the impact. Xiao Yuelon immediately felt good. She hurriedly went over and asked softly, "Are you all right?" After saying that, she placed her hand on Qin Yun's body and channeled her immortal power to soothe Qin Yun's pain. Her current feelings towards Qin Yun are very complicated. She really wanted to get close to Qin Yun, but because she doesn't have that memory, she couldn't accept this kind of sudden feeling. "I'm fine." Qin Yun smiled. "Yuelon, you're still so violent." "Oomph." Xiao Yuelon snorted and couldn't help but touch Qin Yun's handsome face. Qin Yun also enjoyed Xiao Yuelon's soft and gentle jade-like hands. He smiled and reached out to touch Xiao Yuelon's jade-like face, but his hand was slapped away. "I want to touch your face too." Qin Yun felt that it was somewhat unfair and shouted, "I won't let you touch me." Xiao Yuelon lightly snorted, but she still touched Qin Yun's face. "You're already touching my face. Why don't you let me touch yours?" Qin Yun complained. "If I want to touch you, I'll touch you because I'm stronger than you." Xiao Yuelon pouted. "If I don't want you to touch my face, you're not allowed to touch it." Qin Yun still extended his hand, but it was grabbed by Xiao Yuelon. He giggled and said, "Let me touch you." Xiao Yuelon stared at Qin Yun and then let go of his hand. Qin Yun smiled and extended his hand, gently caressing the face that haunted him in his dreams. "I want to go find the sun altar." Xiao Yuelon only let Qin Yun touch her face for a while and then walked towards the door. She turned around and said to Qin Yun, "After you eat the golden grapes, even if you break through, don't go deep into the immortal Xin Desert. Quickly leave the immortal Xin Desert, okay?" Qin Yun doesn't want to leave the immortal Xin Desert because he wants to follow Xiao Yuelon. "As long as you are in this dangerous immortal Xin Desert, I'll be very worried about you and my mind will be restless. If you leave, I will be very relieved." Xiao Yuelon said softly, "Promise me, okay?" "And I promise you. The sun altar might accept divine servants. Don't be a divine servant. You must also promise me." This is also the matter that Qin Yun is very worried about. "I promise you." Xiao Yuelon nodded her head. "Let's pinky swear." Qin Yun walked over with smile. Xiao Yuelon is startled, then hooked her finger with Qin Yun. "Yuelon, remember not to recall those matters too deeply. It will damage your soul." Qin Yun warned in soft voice. "MMM." Xiao Yuelon nodded her head and walked out of Star Traveling Pagoda. Then she turned her head and looked at Qin Yun. Her expression is filled with reluctance. She lightly stamped her foot and started running away. Seeing Xiao Yuelon leaving, Qin Yun touched his face and sensed Xiao Yuelon's remaining orchid fragrance. He cannot help but feel sweet and warm in his heart. A very happy smile appeared on his face. "Xiao Yun, Yuelon is very good," Ling Yuner said with smile. Back when she was still a little girl, our relationship was very good." Qin Yun recalled the matters of the past and cannot help but feel warm. Back then, he also lost a part of his memory. It is the memory of when he saved Xiao Yuelon. His devil mirror suddenly vibrated. Qin Yun took out the devil mirror, opened it, and saw the call request from the little black donkey. "Xiao Hei, what's the matter?" Qin Yun asked. "You are the lion head, isn't it?" The little black donkey's voice is filled with incomparable excitement. "Aw, you bastard, you are truly awesome. You actually got 20 golden grapes." "Ha ha ha. The lion head is not me. You are mistaken." Qin Yun immediately denied. "Don't try to deceive me. That back view is so wretched. I knew it was you." The little black donkey cursed in low voice. "Are we brothers or not? You actually want to hog all those golden grapes." Qin Yun very unhappily said, "How is my back view wretched?" The little black donkey curled its lips and said, "Now you admit it? I knew it was you who got the golden grapes. Leave 10 for me. At most I will leave 2 for you. You also saw that those inscription beasts only took 1. There is no benefit in eating more." Qin Yun unhappily said, "1 is enough for you. Why are you eating so many?" "Because it is delicious. I don't expect these things to bring me any improvement." The little black donkey laughed. "As long as it is delicious, it is fine. I, the great god Xianwu, love to eat divine fruits the most. Ha ha. Qin Yin guessed that the golden grapes are also very bad to eat, and the little black donkey has never eaten any divine fruits before, so it always fantasizes that divine fruits are very delicious. That trash immortal Emperor magic mirror can only teleport immortal jade beads. It can't teleport anything else. What a trash. The little black donkey cursed. Did you make this devil mirror in your previous life? You are too useless. Qin Yin curled his lips and said, this was originally a half-finished product. That bastard immortal Emperor magic mirror just didn't modify it properly. Indeed, it could only teleport immortal jade beads through the devil mirror. The storage bag could also teleport immortal jade beads, but not other things. It would be perfect if the devil mirror could teleport things directly. Xiaohei, I don't want to chat with you anymore. I want to enjoy the delicious golden grapes. They must be sweet and sour, very delicious. They also have a strong sweet and sour fragrance. Aya, the taste is really amazing. Qin Yun chuckled. Chapter 1302. Hell divine fruit. Qin Yun cut off the connection with the little black donkey and entered a secret room. What does the golden grape taste like? Will it be the same as the divine fruit of dragon, tiger, divine mountain? Qin Yun is very curious. Xiao Yun, eat it and see. If there is any other reaction, then eat the 2 pills Shuuru gave you. Ling Yun said with smile, what if it is really delicious? Qin Yun first took out the 2 bottles of pills and then took out a golden grape. The golden grape is relatively big, is flickering with golden light and soft to pinch. It seems like there's a sweet and sour flesh inside, accompanied by a very delicious juice. Qin Yun took out the magic mirror and took a picture of the golden grape, especially the flesh and juice under the skin. It looks very delicious. After taking a picture, he immediately sent it to the little black donkey. The little black donkey saw it, and its mouth turned sour. It constantly cursed Qin Yun in its heart, and also imagined Qin Yun's wretched appearance of eating the grape. How does it taste? The little black donkey couldn't help but send a message. Not yet, but it must be very delicious, very refreshing. Qin Yun replied to the little black donkey. The little black donkey is very depressed. It is currently at the top of a mountain, looking at the 9 suns suppressing divine arrows flickering with intense sunlight. It can't wait to immediately fly to Qin Yun and eat a few golden grapes. Qin Yun put away the magic mirror and prepared to taste the golden grapes. It looks really delicious. Qin Yun licked his lips, but he doesn't dare to eat. Maybe the divine fruits of Dragon Tiger Divine Mountain are not completely ripe yet, so it tastes very bitter. Ling Yun said with smile, these golden grapes look very sweet. They must be very delicious, right? Let's give it a try. Qin Yun summoned his courage and put the golden grape in his mouth. After all, it is a divine fruit, so he ate it together with the skin. After biting the skin, the juice spread in his mouth along with the soft flesh. Qin Yun wanted to shout because the juice is very spicy and also has a strong bitter taste. After biting the golden grape, the incomparably bitter juice shot out and choked his throat. In order not to waste the golden grape, Qin Yun could only summon his courage and swallow the extremely unpalatable flesh with the skin. I'm going to die. Qin Yun quickly picked up 2 pills and stuffed them into his mouth. Then he grabbed his neck with both hands and rolled on the ground, screaming. He only felt that his throat was extremely bitter, and his tongue felt like it was about to explode from the spiciness. Ah! Qin Yun stuck out his tongue. His tongue and lips are all swollen. Especially his lips, they were so spicy that they looked like 2 sausages. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Oh, 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 oh. Qin Yun kept screaming and shouting. This is the most disgusting thing he has ever eaten. Croak, croak, croak. Suddenly, he felt his stomach churn. He's on his period. Didn't I eat those pills? Why do I still have diarrhea? Qin Yun suddenly had a bad premonition and hurriedly went to the toilet. The energy contained within the golden grapes was very strong, but the side effects were also very shocking. Qin Yun had been tortured miserably. Ignoring the fact that he was crying for his parents from the spiciness, he was now having diarrhea. What was worse was that when he was having diarrhea, there was a very strong and fierce spiciness coming from his lower body. It was as if he was spitting fire. He was already prepared for this. After all, this is not the first time he ate the divine fruit. He also knew that the divine fruit would expel many impurities from the body. However, after the golden grapes entered his mouth, Qin Yun was unable to control the situation. What made Qin Yun feel a trace of comfort in his heart is that the golden grapes brought a very strong energy. After his nether sun absorbed it, it quickly increased his immortal power, causing his immortal power to constantly increase. The effect of the golden grapes also shocked Qin Yun. After 1 day and 1 night, he cultivated 7 strands of immortal power. He is now a 7th layer immortal, and the effect is still increasing. After 3 days and 3 nights, the nether sun condensed 9 strands of immortal power. Just a bit more, and Qin Yun would become a high immortal, and now the effect is still continuing. Am I going to become a high immortal? Qin Yun said in his heart. He was tortured for 3 days and 3 nights. If he could become a high immortal, it would not be a loss. Ling Yun said, Xiao Yun, the 9 strands of immortal power inside your body have reached the peak. As long as they fuse together, you will be able to step into the high immortal realm. What will happen when 9 strands of immortal power fuse together? Qin Yun asked. I don't know. If it was any other immortal, the fusion of 9 strands of immortal power would condense into something else. But you have the nether sun. The fusion of 9 strands of immortal power should be able to make the nether sun give birth to something. Ling Yun said, maybe the nether sun will obtain some special ability. Qin Yun endured all kind of discomfort and waited for the 9 strands of immortal power to fuse together. The nether sun suddenly trembled. Ling Yun shouted, Xiao Yun, your 9 strands of immortal power are fusing together. Qin Yun cannot see what is happening inside the nether sun because it is pitch black. He can only sense that the 9 strands of immortal power inside the nether sun are intertwining with each other. Roar! The fusion process is very fast. Qin Yun suddenly heard a roar coming from inside the nether sun. A small black lion suddenly drilled out of the nether sun and began circling around it. What is this situation? Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. The small lion circling around the nether sun is clearly a heavenly lion. You are an upper immortal. You cultivated a small heavenly lion. You should give it a try and release the heavenly lion. Ling Yun said with smile. Qin Yun put on his pants and then weakly fell down on the ground. Originally, after breaking through, he should have been full of energy, but he was tortured to the point that he is physically and mentally exhausted. Now he's lying down on the ground to rest. 2 days passed by. Qin Yun woke up and felt that he had a nightmare. He has now recovered. Recalling the painful experience he had in the past few days, he is still filled with endless fear. Xiao Yun, this heavenly lion should be a kind of power condensed from immortal power. Release it and take a look. Ling Yun said. With a thought from Qin Yun, the small heavenly lion circling around the nether sun suddenly disappeared. Roar! Qin Yun's body suddenly shook. He feels as if he is possessed by a heavenly lion. Heavenly lion power unceasingly rushed out. His arm suddenly surged with black gas and transformed into a black heavenly lion claw. Shua! He unleashed heavenly lion fighting dragon claw and grabbed a few black energy blades. The power is very dreadful. Ling Yun said with smile. Xiao Yun, the nether sun contains formidable immortal power, and the small heavenly lion is the soul of the immortal power. When you use the heavenly lion totem martial arts, use the heavenly lion immortal power spirit, and you can release very strong heavenly lion power. It seems like I have to properly comprehend the heavenly lion martial arts. The amount of heavenly lion martial arts I have mastered is not much. What Qin Yun has mastered is something he comprehended a long time ago. Although he can still use it now, The more he masters this kind of heavenly lion totem martial arts, the better. The little black donkey has been extremely depressed these past few days. It has been sending text messages to Qin Yun every day. Qin Yun took out the magic mirror and looked at it. He saw that both the little black donkey and Xiao Yuelon sent him messages. Xiao Yuelon only asked him if he had a breakthrough after eating the golden grapes. Qin Yun replied to Xiao Yuelon and described the feeling of eating the golden grapes and the effect in detail. After Xiao Yuelon saw it, she was very shocked and replied, "What you said made me not dare to eat it. When you eat it, it's best to find Shuru and let her guide you." Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon chatted casually for a while before contacting the little black donkey. The little black donkey finally contacted Qin Yun and asked excitedly, "Little mortal, what happened to you these past few days? Did you eat all the golden grapes?" Qin Yun said with a smile, "No. I have 20 golden grapes in my hands. I gave them to someone else because that person saved me, and then I ate one myself. There are still 18. You have to leave at least 5 for me." The little black donkey said while grinding its teeth. "Got it," Qin Yun said with a mischievous smile. "You ate a golden grape? Why didn't you talk to me for a few days? What happened?" The little black donkey asked curiously. "This, because it was too delicious. It made me feel good for a few days," Qin Yun said with a laugh. "Really? What kind of feeling was it?" The little black donkey was very curious and asked. "It felt like going to hell," Qin Yun said with a smile. "Fuck, so good that I went to hell? I want to eat, I want to eat." The little black donkey shouted loudly. Qin Yun couldn't stand its voice and immediately cut off the connection. Then he looked through the news on the magic mirror. Nothing big happened recently. The storm of the netherworld Great Emperor's matter has already passed. Now the magic mirror is discussing the golden grapes and the origin of the strange beasts that obtained the golden grapes. Not many people know that they are inscription beasts. Qin Yun let Yang Yang come out. Yang Yang is a naughty and beautiful little bird. Her whole body is emitting purple gold light. She dragged her 9 long tails and flew around the secret room, chirping and chirping. "Yang Yang, I have a divine fruit here. Do you want to eat it?" Qin Yun took out a golden grape. Yang Yang is very excited. She immediately flew towards Qin Yun, picked up the golden grape, and swallowed it. Qin Yun is somewhat shocked. Yang Yang is not big. She actually swallowed the golden grape in one go. "Yang Yang, how do you feel?" Qin Yun asked, and immediately let Mo come out. Mo can understand what Yang Yang is saying. Qin Yun also doesn't know what is going on. He has been unable to communicate normally with Yang Yang. Mo stood on Qin Yun's shoulder and said softly. Yang Yang said that the divine fruit is very delicious. It will be very useful to her. Very delicious? Qin Yun is somewhat in disbelief. He is also very puzzled. He ate the golden grape and was tortured to death. "That's right." Yang Yang said that it's very delicious and she is very grateful to you. Furthermore, she is preparing to sleep. She said that when she wakes up, she will become a human. Mo also said with a happy smile. Yang Yang also said that you can only eat one of those divine fruits at a time. She told you not to eat any more. It will be very dangerous. Qin Yun said with a frown. Mo, ask her if you can eat this kind of divine fruit. I have more here. I'll give you and little Jade Rabbit one each. Yang Yang flapped her wings and flew in front of Qin Yun. She immediately nodded, meaning that Mo and little Jade Rabbit could also eat it. Qin Yun took out 2 golden grapes and gave one to Mo and one to little Jade Rabbit. Mo is very small. She needs to hold the golden grape with both hands. She said with a charming smile, "Big brother, I'm going to eat the grape. It's so big. It must be very delicious." Mo and little Jade Rabbit are inside the 9 Yang divine spirit, eating the golden grape. Mo ate very happily and said that it was very delicious. Could it be that these divine fruits are not for people to eat? Qin Yun is very depressed. He really wanted to find the little black donkey and let have a taste. He wanted to see if it was really that delicious. Qin Yun shook his head and walked out of the secret room. He saw a cute little girl wearing a white dress sitting in the hall. Qin Yun immediately screamed in fright. Chapter 1303. Sacred Body's Troubles. The elusive Nian Yun sat on the chair and swung her legs. The little gray cat that was meowing suddenly ran into her arms. "Little brother, are the golden grapes delicious?" Nian Yun said to Qin Yun with a charming smile. "What golden grapes?" Qin Yun pretended not to know anything. "Don't lie to me. You got the rest of the golden grapes, right?" Nian Yun wrinkled her little nose and caressed the little gray cat's head. She said with a smile, "Kitten told me that the rest of the golden grapes are with you." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "This kitten took two and gave one to you, right?" "Yes, it gave it to me, but I haven't eaten it yet. Kitten told me not to eat it casually because it will be very uncomfortable." Nian Yun said with a chuckle, "Little brother, Kitten said that you have eaten the golden grapes. How do you feel?" Qin Yun cursed in his heart. Why didn't this kitten and Nian Yun appear earlier? Otherwise, he would have been prepared. "It's so disgusting. It's simply torture." Qin Yun sighed and said, "The effect is not bad. The effect is indeed not bad. It can make you become a high immortal." Nian Yun giggled and said, "Little brother, you are very capable. You can actually get the remaining 20 golden grapes." Qin Yun spread out his hands. "My luck is pretty good. This kitten understands those golden grapes very well. Does she know how to eat the divine fruit without pain?" Nian Yun gently stroked the kitten's head, as if she was communicating with it using mental power. Kitten said that when humans eat the divine fruit, the effect will be halved. Only when inscription beasts like them eat it can they display all the effects. After Nian Yun finished speaking, she shook her head. Kitten also doesn't know the correct way for humans to eat the divine fruit. This kitten is really amazing. It can bring you in. Qin Yun looked at the little gray cat. The little gray cat also looked at him and meowed a few times. "She's my friend now. Her name is Xiao Hua Hua," Nian Yun said with a chuckle. "Nian Yun, how much do you know about these inscription beasts? There should be many complex spatial runes in her body." Qin Yun is very interested in the little gray cat. The gray cat meowed a few times before curling up in Nian Yun's arms. It was a little afraid of Qin Yun. Inscription beasts are formed from inscriptions. If you want to obtain the inscriptions within the body of an inscription beast, you need to kill the inscription beast. Nian Yun snorted lightly. "Little brother, don't do anything to little flower." Qin Yun used his extinction spirit eye to look at the little gray cat. He couldn't see anything. He couldn't even sense the rune power inside the little gray cat's body. After the runes evolved into living beings, they no longer had the aura of runes. However, he had seen the lightning released by the golden bear before. It contained many strange runes. "Nian Yun, I want to leave the immortal Xian Desert. Do you have any plans?" Qin Yun asked. "Do you want to leave with me? Why did you suddenly want to leave the profound, immortal desert? Didn't you just break through? You have become a lot stronger. You should continue staying here." Nian Yun frowned as she looked at Qin Yun and asked. Qin Yun could not see through the mysterious lass, nor did he know what Nian Yun's plans were for her to seek him out twice. "I promised a friend that I would leave the profound, immortal desert. Because she is very concerned about me, I don't want her to worry." Qin Yun sighed and said, "The profound, immortal desert is indeed very dangerous. With my current strength, being able to obtain some divine fruits is already considered good luck." Nian Yun smiled charmingly and said, "If you follow us, you will definitely be very safe. You should continue staying in the profound, immortal desert. Tell your friends that you are together with me." "Nian Yun," Qin Yun asked with some doubt, "why do you want me to follow you? Where are you going?" "We're going to look for the sun altar." Nian Yun's delicate and tender little face suddenly became filled with solemnity. "The sun altar is very important to me and little flower." "Meow meow." The little gray cat also cried out a few times. This caused Qin Yun to be somewhat surprised. He continued to ask, "The sun altar was taken down by the 9 sun sects. As far as I know, those guys also want to capture inscription beasts." Nian Yun's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise and said, "Little brother, You really know a lot. The main reason we're going to look for the sun altar is for the god altar origin crystal inside the altar. It is a fragment of sun core. It is very useful to me and Little Flower. We want you to follow us because we like this pagoda of yours. Me and Little Flower are very satisfied with this pagoda. Little Flower said that this pagoda is refined with many sun core powder, so it is very sturdy. Qin Yun was very amazed by the sturdiness of Star Traveling Pagoda before, because after the sun fell, this pagoda did not have any damage at all. He did not expect that it would be mixed with sun core powder. Star Traveling Pagoda was refined by many pagoda masters in the past. Those pagoda masters frequently roamed the starry sky and collected all kinds of materials. Then they continuously refined them into Star Traveling Pagoda. Qin Yun already feels that he should follow Nian Yun and the little gray cat to look for the sun altar. He said with smile, "Is there any benefit for me to follow you? If we find divine fruits on the way, we can give you a share." Nian Yun said with smile, "Little Flower can help you ask for a share of divine fruits." Although Qin Yun still has many golden grapes, divine fruits from the same divine tree will only be effective if he eats the first one. If he continues to eat, he will only suffer. The little gray cat is an inscription beast. It knows where to find divine fruits. If he follows the little gray cat, he will be able to find 1 or 2 divine fruits. All right, Qin Yun also agreed. Nian Yun is very strong. Moreover, the little gray cat has mastered very strong spatial power. Qin Yun feels that it will be very safe to follow them. All right, let's set off now. Nian Yun said with sweet smile, "Little brother, you will be very safe if you follow us. Don't be afraid." Qin Yun said with smile, "How can I be afraid? Do I look like I am afraid?" Nian Yun giggled and said, "The vicinity of Sun Altar is very dangerous. Even I don't dare to easily approach it." Qin Yun is startled in his heart. It seems like this Nian Yun understands Sun Altar very well. How dangerous? Qin Yun is not afraid. Rather, he is very worried about Xiao Yuelon. Sun Altar should have already landed in the desert. If this kind of altar wants to open, it must require a great amount of sacrifice, both alive and dead. If you have any understanding of altar sacrifice, you can imagine the scene there. Nian Yun's smile disappeared. When you go to that place, remember to release the pagoda as soon as possible. Qin Yun knows that the sun altar needs a great amount of sacrifice to descend. Now that he carefully thinks about it, that place is indeed very dreadful. Let's go, let's set off. Nian Yun walked out of Star Traveling Pagoda while carrying the little gray cat. Qin Yun also walked out and stored the Star Traveling Pagoda. At the same time, he sent a message to Xiao Yuelon, telling her to be careful and also telling her that he is together with Nian Yun. Xiao Yuelon originally wanted Qin Yun to leave Immortal Xin Great Desert, but after finding out that Qin Yun and Nian Yun are together, she agreed to let him stay. She knows Nian Yun's strength. Qin Yun feels that he has profited greatly. So long as he follows these 2 little guys, he will be able to obtain divine fruits. What he needs to do now is to release the Star Traveling Pagoda when he needs it. Nian Yun is running on the desert while carrying the little gray cat. Qin Yun followed behind and asked, "Nian Yun, can't your Xiao Hua carry out spatial transfer? Can't you just let her directly bring us to the sun altar?" The number of times she can use spatial transfer every day is very limited. We are currently very safe, and there is no urgent matter. Let's not waste the number of times, or else we won't be able to use it when we are in urgent need. Just as Nian Yun finished speaking, a burst of spatial fluctuation appeared around her body. Qin Yun is startled. He promptly rushed over, but Nian Yun and the little gray cat have already disappeared. Clearly they are using spatial transfer. Fuck, what is this? Why did they suddenly leave? Didn't we agree to let me follow you? Qin Yun loudly shouted a few times. He is very puzzled in his heart. The little gray cat suddenly used spatial transfer to bring Nian Yun away. He doesn't know why. Are you playing with me? I should just obediently leave Immortal Xin Great Desert. Qin Yun let out a sigh. Just as he was about to leave, he suddenly sensed danger approaching. He is suddenly greatly alarmed in his heart. He now understands why the little gray cat left. It is because some dreadful thing is lying in ambush in the vicinity. That little cat is too unfaithful. It even ran away without taking me with it. I am clearly the weakest. It should have taken me and ran away. Nian Yun is so strong, yet it ran away with her. Qin Yun is very unhappy. He can only take out Star Traveling Pagoda and hide inside. After entering the first floor of the Star Traveling Pagoda, he suddenly heard a hissing sound. It's a snake. Qin Yun looked at the windows all around and saw a light blue snake. This light blue snake is an inscription beast. It wanted to take away a golden grape earlier. This blue snake was only as thick as Qin Yun's thigh when he took the golden grape from the divine tree. Now it is as thick as a water tank. This snake is slithering around outside the Star Traveling Pagoda. Its eyes are emitting deep and cold green light. It is giving off a very strong, evil aura. What kind of rune is this snake transformed from? Qin Yun is very relaxed inside the Star Traveling Pagoda. He is observing the blue snake very carefully. Boom! The blue snake suddenly swung its tail and whipped the Star Traveling Pagoda, causing it to shake. Star Traveling Pagoda shook to a very large degree. Lan Bufan and other 9th-stage heavenly immortals joined hands to attack Star Traveling Pagoda, but they only managed to cause it to shake slightly. Xiao Yun, these inscription beasts are all Xian immortal beasts. This snake ate the golden grape and became even stronger. Ling Yuner said, even the strongest 9th-stage heavenly immortal can only run away if they encounter this kind of inscription beast in immortal Xian Great Desert. They won't even be able to run away. Damn snake, quickly scram. You won't be able to eat me. I have just become a heavenly immortal. What kind of delicious food do I have? Inside the desert, there are many delicious 9th-stage heavenly immortals. You have sacred body, they don't. The snake opened its mouth and spoke. Its voice is very cold and gloomy. Human, quickly come out. Don't hide inside like a turtle. After eating you, I will be able to cultivate sacred body. Quickly come out and help me. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Chapter 1304. Snakebird Great Battle. Human, quickly come out. Think about it. If you are eaten by me, I will become even stronger. Wouldn't this be your greatest contribution to me? Because I will eat your sacred body. I will become the strongest immortal beast emperor. You see, this is such a great thing for you. Quickly come out. As long as I eat you, I will become the strongest immortal beast emperor. The blue snake said with evil laugh. Qin Yun looked at the blue snake outside and said with sneer, you stupid snake, do you think everyone is as stupid as you? Your words can't even deceive a child. How about this? You obediently kill yourself, and let me obtain the runes on your body. I am an inscription master. I can let your runes flourish even more. Ha ha ha. The blue snake became furious. It vigorously swung its long and thick tail and ruthlessly lashed the Star Traveling Pagoda, causing the pagoda to tremble. Stupid snake, you are just like a disgusting insect. Ha ha ha. Qin Yun deliberately angered the blue snake, making it release its strongest power to attack the Star Traveling Pagoda. Qin Yun wants to see what kind of attribute power this blue snake is using. The blue snake is indeed very angry. It unceasingly lashed the Star Traveling Pagoda with its body. Even though it fiercely lashed the Star Traveling Pagoda, no mark appeared on the snake's scales. The blue snake scales are very firm. They're also not leaking any special aura. Bastard human, you won't come out? I will wait for 10,000 years for you to come out. The blue snake very furiously said. It coiled around the Star Traveling Pagoda and blocked all the windows of the first floor. I don't need 10,000 years. I will have enough power to slaughter you damned stupid snake in 100 years. Qin Yun firmly clenched his fist and ferociously attacked the window with his strongest extinction dragon 36 palms. Since he is inside the Star Traveling Pagoda, he can attack outside. The kind of dragon roar whistled through the window and bombarded on the blue snake scales. creating a burst of muffled whistling sound. "Puny human, you can only tickle me," the blue snake loudly mocked. "If you have the guts, come out. I will fight you face to face." Qin Yun probed just now. He knows that the blue snake scales are very firm. Moreover, the power hidden inside them is even more formidable. Even if he can break the scales, he might not be able to injure the blue snake. This was the difference in strength. The difference was too big. Ling Yun'er said, "This blue snake's strength is at least at the profound immortal level. Even Yin Yun can only run when facing this fellow." Qin Yun finally understood that the little gray cat did not have much combat power. However, it had a very strong spatial teleportation ability and a very strong perception. Therefore, when it sensed that the blue snake was nearby, it hurriedly ran away with Yin Yun. "That kitten is really unkind. She didn't take me with her." When Qin Yun thought of this, he felt very unhappy. "She probably wants to test the sturdiness of your tower." Ling Yun warned, "Xiao Yun, don't let your guard down. You have to prepare for the worst. If this tower is destroyed, have you thought about how to escape?" Qin Yun did not think about this problem. He discovered that he is too dependent on Star Traveling Pagoda. If Star Traveling Pagoda is destroyed, he will be finished. "Stupid snake, don't waste time on me. Properly go find your divine fruits to eat." Qin Yun yelled. "There are too few divine fruits. Moreover, they are all occupied by all kinds of formidable inscription beasts. If I go there, I will just be delivering food to their doorstep. Eating you is better than eating 10 different divine fruits." Blue Snake said with evil grin, "Puny human, do you know your value? You are as awesome as 10 different divine fruits. Quickly come to my mouth and show me your true value." "Stupid snake, I have never eaten snake meat. I also want to taste snake meat. You are an inscription beast. Your meat quality should be very good. Just wait for me." Qin Yun groaned. "Who knows who will be eating who?" Blue Snake laughed loudly and said, "You want to eat me? Don't be ridiculous. You can't even chew my meat. Even though you have saint body, your saint body is like a small sprout. Compared to a big tree like me, it is too tender." Qin Yun looked at the first pearl of the 9-sun divine spirit. Yang Yang was flying around in high spirits. Mo was lying on her back, and little Jade Rabbit was running on the ground. The three little things were playing very happily. Yang, I met a snake that arrogantly wanted to eat me. Can you get rid of that snake?" Qin Yun was only casually asking because Yang was only a little bigger than a palm. Facing that blue snake, she was not even enough to fill the gaps between his teeth. After Yang heard this, she squeaked and looked very excited. Mo said sweetly, "Big brother, Yang said she can get rid of that snake." Qin Yun is somewhat doubtful. "Really? That snake is an inscription beast. It's very, very strong." Yang said to let her go out and take a look. Mo said again. Qin Yun released Yang. As soon as Yang came out, he saw the thick body of the snake from the window. Then he squeaked nonstop, looking very excited. Mo said from the side. Yang said she can deal with it. Qin Yun grabbed the excited Yang. Although he knows that this is the 9th heaven Xian sparrow, it is still too small, only a little bigger than a duckling. "Big brother," Yang said that the snake is not very strong. Moreover, its meat is very delicious, even more delicious than the dragon meat she ate before. Mo said with smile. "I have never seen Yang so happy." Qin Yun hesitated. He is very worried that Yang will be swallowed by that blue snake. Mo said again. Yang said that if you don't let her go out, she will fall asleep. After she wakes up, she will no longer care about you. Qin Yun is not willing to let this cute little thing go out and face that snake. All right. He let out a long sigh and decided to let Yang go out. Yang is very happy and immediately flew towards the window. Qin Yun controlled the Star Traveling Pagoda and let Yang fly out of the window. As soon as Yang flew out, she let out a sharp cry. This ear-piercing cry penetrated into the Star Traveling Pagoda, causing Qin Yun to feel as if his heart is being pierced by something. Outside, Purple gold flame suddenly flickered. Qin Yun can feel a burst of scorching heat inside the pagoda. Qin Yun is very shocked and rushed to the window. He did not expect Yang Yang's strength to be so dreadful, and he normally only let Yang Yang light the fire. This is a bit like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Damn it! How can Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow appear in this kind of broken-down place? Blue Snake cursed in anger, then said with excited smile, "Good thing it is just a little thing. After I eat it, my cultivation will surely increase greatly." Yang Yang flew out and let out a cry. Her entire body is wrapped up in intense purple gold flame. That purple gold flame is floating in the sky. It looks like a purple gold scorching sun. Yang Yang can actually fly. Qin Yun is very apprehensive looking at this. He secretly blamed himself for not knowing enough about Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow. Yang Yang has been playing with Momo and Little Jade Rabbit inside the Nine Sun Divine Soul all day long. Moreover, they are very small, giving Qin Yun the misconception that Yang Yang is not very strong. Only her flame is very strong. Ling Yuner said, after Yang Yang ate the golden grape, her strength increased greatly. It should be time for her to evolve. Yang Yang is really awesome. She already said that she can transform into a very big bird. Mo is standing on Qin Yun's shoulder, looking at the flame floating in the sky. Her eyes are filled with envy. The sun-like purple gold flame suddenly burst open, and a large bird with a wingspan of more than 10 meters suddenly appeared in the sky. Yang Yang could transform. I actually didn't know. Qin Yun is dumbstruck looking at this. He always thought that Yang Yang was just a small bird. Now Yang Yang has the appearance of a Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow. It looks like a phoenix. Its body is covered with purple gold flame feathers. Its wings have 9 stiff golden feather bones. They look like 9 golden sabers with feathers. And the 9 purple gold tail feathers on its tail are burning with raging flame. When they move, they set off bursts of purple gold light, sweeping out threatening, scalding heat wave. Yang Yang flapped its wings. Shua. Those powerful wings rushed out purple gold thunder and lightning and purple gold flame. Purple gold thunder and purple gold flame rushed out, then converged into a purple gold thunder and flame and attacked the head of the blue snake coiled around Star Traveling Pagoda. Boom, boom, boom. Continuous explosions accompanied by intense purple gold thunder and flame enveloped the entire Star Traveling Pagoda. The blue snake let out a miserable scream after being attacked, then left Star Traveling Pagoda and slithered on the sand. Hua. Yang Yang is flying in the sky, flapping her beautiful purple gold wings, shooting out purple gold thunder and flame towards the blue snake. The blue snake drilled into the sand and dodged Yang Yang's attack. Now the entire desert has become extremely hot. Qin Yun also let out a sigh of relief. At least he doesn't need to worry that Yang Yang will be killed by the blue snake. Little thing, in terms of age, I should be your grandpa. Don't be arrogant. The blue snake suddenly drilled out of the ground and strangely slithered in the sky. It is as if a blue light is twisting in the sky and quickly leaping towards Yang Yang. Qin Yun remembers that after the blue snake obtained the golden grapes, it disappeared in the sky. He doesn't know what kind of power it used to do so. After eating the golden grapes, the blue snake is still very nimble. It slithered a few times in the sky and then suddenly disappeared. The thunder and flame released by Yang Yang's wings also hit nothing. Don't stay there, quickly move. Qin Yun yelled. He discovered that Yang Yang's battle experience is not rich enough. The blue snake attacked. It very strangely appeared in the sky above Yang Yang, then swung its body. Adding the strange rune power, it hacked down on Yang Yang's body. Voila! The sound of air being torn apart can be heard. A sharp and ear-piercing sound can be heard. The blue light arc is like a saber. It hacked down from the sky, bringing along a very strong and manic immortal power. Yang Yang let out an angry screech after being attacked. Luckily, her defense is very strong. After being hacked down by the blue snake-like saber, although her body fell down, she quickly stabilized herself. At this time, the invisible blue snake attacked again. Behind you, Qin Yun used Extinction Spirit Eye to see the blue snake and yelled. Yang Yang's 9 beautiful purple gold tail feathers are like 9 long flame whips. They crazily swept and attacked the snake head. Bang! The tail feathers hit the snake's head and burst out a burst of purple gold raging flame. The blue snake's body was hit until it became visible. After it dropped to the ground, it immediately drilled into the sand. So what if it's a divine bird? I want to eat the divine bird today. After I eat the divine bird formed from the sun soul, I will become the sun divine snake. The blue snake's voice is incomparably excited. Chapter 1305. Nature Inscription. The blue snake is indeed very powerful. Otherwise, it would not dare to clamor about eating the divine bird. The most powerful technique of this kind of snake is to wrap around its prey and gradually tighten, breaking the prey's bones. After Yang Yang was entangled, she let out an angry roar. Her wings are also unable to move. She can only release powerful thunder fire in an attempt to break free from the blue snake. The blue snake wrapped around Yang Yang and did not bite. Clearly, it wants to use its mouth to guard against any sneak attack. Haha! Originally, I was very lucky to meet a human who cultivated a sacred body. I didn't expect to meet a divine bird formed from a sun soul. How can I be so lucky? After the blue snake succeeded, it went crazy with joy. Yang Yang is unable to fly and landed on the ground. Her body is constantly struggling. Even though she can erupt with powerful purple gold fire thunder, she is unable to break free from the blue snake. And the blue snake is gradually tightening. It wants to strangle Yang Yang to death. Yang Yang is too young. That blue snake's cultivation is so high. Yang Yang is not its match at all. Qin Yun took out the Lion King cannon and shot arrow after arrow at the blue snake's eyes. Boom, boom, boom. A large number of cannon arrows flew out unceasingly, but they were all jolted away by the power released by the blue snake. Little thing, don't waste your trash. You can't hurt me. This is the difference in strength, ha ha ha. You are indeed very capable. Your divine bird is mine. Thank you for your hospitality. The blue snake laughed loudly. Yang Yang's cultivation is not as high as the blue snake, but she is the 9th heaven Xian sparrow formed from Sun Soul. She is a divine bird, so she can fight evenly with the blue snake. Big brother, Mo is very sad and worried seeing this. Don't worry, Yang Yang will be able to hold on. Qin Yun is also thinking of a way. As long as he can help Yang Yang break free from the blue snake's bindings, Yang Yang will have a chance to counterattack. The blue snake laughed loudly and said, "A delicious meal is coming." The proud blue snake's stiff blue scales suddenly stood up like a sharp circular knife. They cut Yang Yang's body. Yang Yang's defense is very strong. She was not cut in an instant. However, as the blue snake gradually tightened, Yang Yang felt even more uncomfortable. The blue snake is currently enduring the purple gold thunder fire that burst out from Yang Yang's body. It is extremely hot and numb. As long as he held back and strangled Yang Yang to death, his mission would be accomplished. The blue snake's scales have the strongest defense. Now that they are standing up, I can directly see the skin and flesh. This should be the best time to attack. Qin Yun thought to himself. Blue snake wants to quickly take down Yang Yang, so he can't wait to erect his scales. He wants to use the sharp scales to cut Yang Yang's body. Ling Yun said, "Xiao Yun, get ready to attack. Remember, be careful." Qin Yun cast a summoning technique and summoned a Nether Realm Poison Dragon and a Nether Realm Heavenly Lion. "Xiao Nether, you might die this time. I'm sorry," Qin Yun said to the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion. The Nether Realm Heavenly Lion let out a roar. He didn't care about life and death because after he died, he could still be reborn. Seeing the Nether Realm Poison Dragon appear, Blue Snake sneered. "This kind of trash should just obediently stay in the Nether Realm. My cultivation is higher than these trash. Whatever dragon or heavenly lion, they're all trash in front of me." The Nether Realm Poison Dragon spat out a mouthful of venom, hitting Blue Snake in the eye. This was something Blue Snake did not expect. "Aw, damn thing." Blue Snake furiously roared and spat out a light blue transparent energy ball that exploded on the Nether Realm Poison Dragon's body. Roar. The Nether Realm Heavenly Lion's body was immediately broken. It turned into black gas and disappeared on the spot. It returned to the Nether Sea of the Nine Nether Realm to be reborn. Blue Snake is not afraid of the Nether Realm Poison Dragon's poison, but he has been unable to see anything, and his perception has dropped by a lot. The Nether Realm Heavenly Lion rushed over and unleashed Heavenly Lion Fighting Dragon Claw to attack Blue Snake. Blue Snake's perception has dropped, and his attention is now completely focused on the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion. At this time, Qin Yun suddenly rushed towards Star Traveling Pagoda, released white light from his sacred eye, and hit Blue Snake's body, then teleported over. When Qin Yun rushed over, he used all the strength in his body to stab out a long beast horn. This beast horn is an immortal king beast horn. It is very stiff. Blue Snake's scales are now erect, and after the sharp beast horn stabbed out, it vigorously pierced into Blue Snake's flesh through the gap between the scales. Bastard! Blue Snake also sensed Qin Yun's burst of power and furiously roared. And the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion was also exploded by the energy spat out by Blue Snake. Nether Realm Heavenly Lion will be reborn in the Nine Nether Realm, but it will take a long time. Blue Snake's body has been pierced by a very large beast horn. It is suffering incessant pain. Go to hell. Blue Snake suddenly swung its tail and attacked Qin Yun's body. Bang! Qin Yun was hit by the snake's tail, and, as if he was bounced back, he landed at a distant place. At this time, Yang Yang's power has also been weakened by the Blue Snake's attack. She finally unfolded her wings and struggled free from Blue Snake's bindings. Furious Yang Yang let out a sharp screech and soared to the sky. Blue Snake is very angry. Its body is dripping with blood after being pierced by the immortal king beast horn. After struggling free from the beast horn, it ferociously pounced towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun has been ruthlessly attacked by Blue Snake. His body feels like it is being cut in half at the waist. He is completely unable to dodge. Suddenly, a scorching hot energy wave rushed down. Yang Yang dived down with very fast speed, like a light beam shooting down. Her body released scorching hot energy. Along with her fast diving down, a burst of shock wave rose up. Qin Yun has 9 Sun Divine Soul. He can resist this kind of valiant sun flame. But Blue Snake is not so good because there's a bloody hole on its body. Intense flame is entering through the bloody hole. It is very fatal. Yang Yang dived down. Her claws grabbed Blue Snake, then flew to the sky and also grabbed Blue Snake. Smelly bird. Blue Snake cursed in anger. Its body fiercely trembled and released a burst of frantic immortal beast power. It struggled free from Yang Yang's claws and dropped to the ground. Qin Yun released Devil Star Overlord Dragon after being injured. Devil Star Overlord Dragon in human form carried Qin Yun and rushed towards Star Traveling Pagoda. Blue Snake landed on the ground and continued attacking Qin Yun, because he now knows that it will not be easy to capture 9th Heaven Shin Sparrow. If he continues to fight, he will only suffer losses. So he decided to eat Qin Yun and run. Devil Star Overlord Dragon's speed is very fast. It rushed into Star Traveling Pagoda while carrying injured Qin Yun. Blue Snake also quickly rushed over, but it is a bit slow. It crashed into the barrier of Star Traveling Pagoda's entrance and let out a loud bang sound. At the same time, a burst of intense purple light beam shone down. Yang Yang opened her mouth and spat out a purple gold light ball. It looks like a purple gold small sun. The purple gold small sun smashed down like a meteor and hit Blue Snake's body. Boom! The purple gold small sun exploded after hitting Blue Snake's body. A large amount of purple gold flame roared like ocean waves and enveloped a radius of 100 li around Star Traveling Pagoda. Star Traveling Pagoda is completely undamaged when a sun falls down. It can also resist the purple gold flame released by Yang Yang. Seeing that Star Traveling Pagoda is not damaged. Yang Yang locked on a blue snake in the sky and opened her mouth again and again. Purple gold flame balls gushed out. They looked like purple gold small sun. In the blink of an eye, she shot out more than 10 flame balls. After a small hole was opened on blue snake's body, the flame with intelligence automatically drilled into the small hole. Yang Yang is formed from sun spirit. She innately has the ability to use flame to perfection. The flame she released is also under her complete control. It moves according to her will. Blue Snake screamed again and again inside the sea of flame after being burned. Those flame balls, under Yang Yang's control, drilled into Blue Snake's wound like a funnel. Frantic purple gold flame thunder crazily poured into Blue Snake's body. Not long after, all the flame balls around Star Traveling Pagoda disappeared without a trace. They have all been controlled by Yang Yang and entered Blue Snake's body. Yang Yang's body is also filled with many injuries. After she landed on the ground, she held the immortal King Beast Horn and Blue Snake in her mouth and flew towards Star Traveling Pagoda. Then she very happily circled around Star Traveling Pagoda a few times to celebrate victory. Blue Snake is dead. Moreover, it has been roasted. Yang Yang placed Blue Snake on the side of Star Traveling Pagoda, then tore off the snake's scales and began eating the golden and dazzling meat inside. Qin Yin can only control Devil Star Overlord Dragon to store away the snake's scales. His injuries are very serious now. After a great battle, Yang Yang's appetite has become very big. Moreover, the large snake's meat is very tasty, so she ate very quickly. Although Yang Yang is a glutton, she did not forget Qin Yin. She left behind a large chunk for Qin Yin, as well as a fist-sized blue pearl. It looks like a snake's gall, but compared to Blue Snake's body, it is very small. After Yang Yang ate her fill, her body became wrapped up in a burst of soft purple gold light and gradually became smaller, turning into a small thing like before. You are still injured. Qin Yin patted Yang Yang's small head and then placed Yang Yang into the Nine-Sun Divine Soul. Qin Yin stored the snake's bones and then placed the snake's meat into the first floor of Star Traveling Pagoda. This stupid snake said it wanted to eat me and Yang Yang before. Now it has been eaten by me and Yang Yang. Qin Yin laughed and then began eating his delicious meal. When he recalled the battle between Yang Yang and Blue Snake, he still has lingering fear in his heart. This snake is transformed from a rune. What kind of rune is it? Ling Yuner asked. While I collected the snake's bones and scales, I didn't see any runes. This inscription beast is truly mysterious. Qin Yin said with frown. Where exactly are the runes hidden? Ling Yuner thought for a bit and said, maybe they are all dark runes. Blue Snake's bones are completely intact. Qin Yin promptly took out the intact snake bones and let Mo come out. After Mo came out, she said, Big brother, Yang Yang is asleep. I don't know when he will wake up. She should wake up very soon. Qin Yin laughed. Wait until she wakes up. She will turn into a human and continue playing all kinds of games with you. Mo very happily nodded her head and then looked at Blue Snake's bones. Aya, there are runes inside. Mo lightly yelled. Record those runes. Qin Yin very happily said. There are many types of inscription beasts. They're all transformed from runes with different abilities. Even divine desolates and Nine-Sun sects want them. It is clear that these runes are not simple. Mo can see the dark runes. She also began recording them. Mo, do you know what use these runes have? What type are they? Qin Yun asked. Chapter 1306. Hidden Family. Qin Yun is an inscription master. He also knows that it is not easy for energy to naturally form runes. And after many kinds of energy naturally form all kinds of runes, they meet each other and then fuse into a set of runes. This requires many coincidences to form. In other words, the conditions for the formation of an inscription beast are very difficult, and the runes that are naturally formed are very powerful. Only after countless years can they be successfully formed. Mo Mo said again. This kind of rune should only be born in the vast universe. 9 suns are also born from the universe, and the inscription beast can summon the sun divine stone. It must have grasped some kind of power that can communicate with the sun. Qin Yun ate the snake meat while waiting for Mo to record the runes. Mo suddenly said, "Big brother, that kind of rune can allow people to have special floating power." Qin Yun recalled that the blue snake can float in the air. Moreover, it can disappear without a trace. It has very fast attack speed. This is the ability that hunters need to have. With the blue snake strength, if it used sneak attack or something, even 9th-stage heavenly immortal would be killed by it. The little gray cat must also know how powerful the blue snake is. That's why it ran far away with Ninian. If Ninian was here, maybe she would start a war with the blue snake. Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, I can feel that Ninian is very concerned about you. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come to find you and let you follow them." "That's right. I also think that this little girl is very good, but that kitten is too afraid of death. It was worried that it would be killed if it ran a bit slower. It didn't even warn me." Qin Yun groaned. Qin Yun was not taken away by the kitten. He also took down the blue snake and is now eating the delicious snake meat. After eating the snake meat, Qin Yun felt that his damaged body has received a very strong nourishment and can repair itself even faster. "Xiao Yun, that should be a snake gallbladder, right? Eat it and see," Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun took out the fist-sized blue bead. It is very soft like a water bag. It indeed looks like a snake gallbladder. "What if it tastes bad?" Qin Yun said with a frown. He had been tormented by the golden grapes before. "What are you afraid of? It must be full of energy," Ling Yuner said. Yang Yang's flame is so fierce that the snake meat was directly roasted, but this snake gallbladder is not damaged at all. There must be special energy stored inside. "So be it. I've already eaten something as deadly as the golden grapes. Why would I be afraid of this thing?" Qin Yun opened his mouth and bit the snake gallbladder. However, he did not manage to bite through it. Although the snake gallbladder was soft, its skin was very tough. "I can't bite through it." Qin Yun tried with great force and said with a frown, "Can't this thing be eaten?" "Swallow it whole," Ling Yuner said. "Yuner, you're not the one who is suffering from eating carelessly. Don't instigate me to eat carelessly." Seeing how tough the snake gallbladder is, Qin Yun retreated. Ling Yuner giggled. "Little Yun, this is energy. After eating it, maybe you can break through?" Qin Yun hesitated for a moment. When he thought of the huge difference in cultivation between him and Xiao Yuelon, he ruthlessly opened his mouth and swallowed the snake gall. The process of swallowing was very difficult. It made Qin Yun feel extremely uncomfortable. However, he finally swallowed it. "I don't feel anything." Qin Yun closed his eyes and sensed the snake gall. However, he discovered that the nether sun suddenly moved and sucked the snake gall. After the snake gall was sucked in, the nether sun began rotating very quickly. "Yuner, you are in charge of the nether sun. The snake gall has entered the nether sun. What is the situation now?" Qin Yun asked. "The skin of the snake gall is very tough. The nether sun will need some time to grind through it. At that time, the energy inside will burst out and your cultivation will increase." Ling Yun said with a smile, "This snake gall is very good. The energy inside can at least help you break through a realm." Qin Yun felt a lot more relieved. He said with mischievous smile, "This snake gall is much more delicious than those divine fruits. If it was an inscription beast eating a divine fruit, it would not be so painful. But it is different for humans. After eating a divine fruit, it will be very dangerous." Qin Yun ate the snake meat, took out the magic mirror, and browsed through the recent news. Nothing major happened. Only one news said that there is a mysterious inscription family surnamed Shiman. They rarely come out, but now people from this family have appeared in many holy lands. Inscription family? Could it be that they came for the inscription beasts? Qin Yun stored the magic mirror and looked at Mo. Also obtained a set of runes from the snake bone and passed them on to Qin Yun. After Qin Yun obtained the runes, he felt that they are incomparably profound and complex. He has many inscription spirits, but they are not helpful for carving runes. You have worked hard, Momo. Qin Yun placed Momo inside the nine-sun divine soul and began studying the runes. He feels that this set of runes can allow him to float like a blue snake. Being able to fly inside holy lands is very important. Why is little Nian Yun not back yet? It is very safe here. Qin Yun does not plan to leave. He is waiting for Nian Yun to return. He feels that following Nian Yun and Little Gray Cat is very promising. Maybe Little Gray Cat thinks that you are dead, so it won't bring you back. That little cat is very timid. Ling Yun said with smile. Qin Yun is injured. He needs to rest now. It is very safe inside Star Traveling Pagoda. After he ate his fill, he lied down on the first floor to rest. One night passed by. When the sky is about to brighten, Qin Yun suddenly sensed someone outside Star Traveling Pagoda. He hurriedly jumped up and saw a middle-sized but thin, white-robed youth. This white-clothed youth's face is also very thin. If he had a bit more flesh, he would look even more handsome. His face is somewhat black, but his eyes are very bright. Together with his black face, they look like two resplendent stars. He is wearing grayish-white clothes filled with complex runes. He is standing at the entrance of Star Traveling Pagoda with a smile on his face and looking at Qin Yun. "Who are you?" Qin Yun promptly asked. "Hello, friend. I am Shimin Dazhuang," the youth politely said with smile. "Dazhuang? You don't look very strong." Qin Yun said with smile. "I just remember a person I met before. His name is Luo Weizhuang, but he is very thin and small." Shimin Dazhuang said with smile. "It is because I am not strong enough that I am called Dazhuang. This way, just my name alone gives off a kind of formless, domineering aura." Qin Yun laughed, but did not say anything because this will only give people a kind of rustic aura. "Oh, that's right, friend. Your pagoda is very awesome. I researched it for an entire night. I don't even know what materials were used." Shimin Dazhuang exclaimed in admiration. "What? You researched it for an entire night?" Qin Yun is startled in his heart. "Indeed, I was worried that I would wake you up. So I used an aura-concealing immortal talisman to secretly research it." Shimin Dazhuang said with smile, "Brother, I am not a bad person. You don't need to worry about me." Although Shimin Dazhuang is not a bad person, his behavior is somewhat wretched. "How can you prove that you're not a bad person?" Qin Yun laughed. "There are many bad people in this immortal Xian Great Desert. I know this. There are many bad people. There are also many ferocious immortal beasts." Shimin Dazhuang's thin face is filled with smile. "Brother, I am a third-layer ascendant immortal. Although my cultivation is not high, I am an inscription master. How about we travel together?" Qin Yun feels that Shimin Dazhuang wants to hide inside his pagoda. He is just a third-layer ascendant immortal. You don't need to be afraid of him. This guy seems to be very knowledgeable. Ling Yun said. Qin Yun suddenly recalled the information he saw in the Devil Mirror. It said that there is a hidden inscription family that has been making big movements recently. And this inscription family is surnamed Shimin. Hidden inscription family. We can have some exchanges. Qin Yun can see that Shimin Dazhuang's attitude is very good, so he decided to travel together with him for now. Qin Yun walked out of Star Traveling Pagoda and stored it. "I am Qin Yun." Qin Yun cupped his fist towards Shimin Dazhuang and said with smile, "Brother Qin, what is your cultivation?" Shimin Dazhuang looked at Qin Yun and said with frown, "Could it be that Brother Qin is also using an aura-concealing immortal talisman?" Qin Yun chuckled. Just as he was about to tell Shimin Dazhuang about his cultivation, Shimin Dazhuang suddenly said, "Brother Qin, don't tell me, let me guess. You are a 9th layer ascendant immortal." Qin Yun shook his head with smile. "Did I see wrong?" Shimin Dazhuang's black face is filled with doubt. He said again, "Don't tell me. I will guess again. You are an 8th layer ascendant immortal." "No, you guessed wrong," Qin Yun said with smile. "I'll guess again. I can't be wrong." Shimin Dazhuang said, "Let's go first. I'll guess again after I'm sure. Remember, don't tell me. I will surely see through your cultivation." Qin Yun only feels that Shimin Dazhuang is a bit eccentric he is rather stubborn. Brother Dazhuang, where are you going? Qin Yun asked. I'm going to find an inscription beast. Shimin Dazhuang took out a compass and said with smile, my family told me to subdue an inscription beast and bring it back. Brother Qin, do you know what inscription beast is? Qin Yun is stunned. This hidden inscription family is truly awesome. They actually have a tool to find inscription beasts. Brother Dazhuang, where did you get this compass? Qin Yun looked at the compass. It was passed down from our ancestors. Our family's inscription inheritance is very awesome because there are several inscription beasts in our family. Shimin Dazhuang proudly smiled and said, I came to immortal Xian Great Desert this time, not to find divine fruits, but to find inscription beasts that are even more important than divine fruits. The compass brought me here. It means that there is an inscription beast here. But after I came here, the compass pointed me in another direction. Qin Yun believes Shimin Dazhuang's words because there was originally a blue snake here. Shimin Dazhuang is not wary of Qin Yun because he feels that Qin Yun is a good person. Suddenly, several figures appeared in the distance. They are running over. Chapter 1307. Honey Trap. When Shimin Dazhuang saw those people, he said to Qin Yun with a smile, Brother Qin, are those people your friends? They seem to be quite strong. With them joining us, our overall strength will be even stronger. They are not my friends. They are my enemies. Qin Yun said in a deep voice, feeling somewhat surprised. After all, Nangong Xiumei and Song Fengchen should have many experts by their side. This was especially true for Song Fengchen. He had recruited people from Tian ruling, and he also had a large team of his own. And yet, there were only a handful of them left. The strongest among them was only a level 3 Ascendant Immortal. In Song Fengchen's team, only Nangong Xiumei was a level 3 Ascendant Immortal. Additionally, she had only just broken through in the profound Immortal Desert. The other 3 middle-aged men were all level 2 Ascendant Immortals, while Song Fengchen had only broken through to the Ascendant Immortal stage not too long ago. Could it be that they found the sun altar and ran into danger? Qin Yun is suddenly worried about Xiao Yuelon. Qin Yun was now an exalted immortal. Furthermore, he had Shimin Dazhuang with him. Song Fengchen and company posed no threat to him. Song Fengchen's father is a very powerful inscription pill master, and his equipment is also not bad. Therefore, he is very confident that he can fight against a 3rd stage immortal. Nangong Xiumei and Song Fengchen saw Qin Yun and Shimin Dazhuang from far away. Especially when they saw Qin Yun, they were especially startled and immediately ran over. In their eyes, Qin Yun is just a 6th firmament immortal. Without Xiao Yuelon's protection, he is just meat on the chopping board. They do not know that after Qin Yun ate the golden grapes, he quickly broke through to Ascendant Immortal. Qin Yun had concealed himself extremely well. As long as it was not someone with extremely strong perception, it would not be easy to see through his cultivation level. Nangong Shui's beauty was bewitching, and she was indeed a stunner. Looking at Song Fengchen's attitude towards her, one could tell that Song Fengchen was completely controlled by her. Song Fengchen and Nangong Xiumei both know that Qin Yun has 2 Dragon Tiger Divine Mountains divine fruits. Therefore, they are rushing towards Qin Yun to snatch the divine fruits. Brother Dazhuang, they are all my enemies, Qin Yun said in low voice. Don't be afraid of them. A faint confident smile appeared on Shimin Dazhuang's thin face. Song Fengchen and Nangong Xiumei had arrived. Nangong Xiumei, who was wearing a tight purple outfit, shouted at Qin Yun. Qin Yun, you are just a 6th heaven immortal, yet you dare to enter the depths of the profound immortal desert? Are you courting death? Song Fengchen's eyes are filled with greed as he looked at Qin Yun. He feels that he might be able to obtain 2 divine fruits from Qin Yun today. Shimin Dazhuang looked at Qin Yun in astonishment and whispered, Brother Qin, you're only a 6th heaven immortal? I thought you were an exalted immortal. Qin Yun did not say a word, but Song Fengchen laughed out loud and said, Qin Yun, you even lied to your own companion. Your ability to conceal your aura is indeed not bad. but in such a dangerous place, it's not right for you to trick your companions like this. Nangong Xiumei and Song Fengshen didn't make a move because they were afraid of Shimin Dazhuang, because they could see that Shimin Dazhuang's clothes were extraordinary. I am Shimin Dazhuang from the Shimin family. I am a third-level Ascendant Immortal. Are you fellows Brother Qin's enemies? If you want to attack Brother Qin, I will not just watch with folded arms. Shimin Dazhuang's expression turned cold as he took out a long sword that is emitting blue energy flame. Song Fengshen is very clear about Shimin family's matters. After all, he is an inscription master. His father and grandfather are inscription pill refinement masters. He has heard all kinds of legends about Shimin family since childhood. Nangong Xiumei doesn't know about these matters at all. She shouted in cold voice, "So what if you're a Shimin family? I am not afraid of you. Qin Yun, quickly hand over the divine fruits in your hand." "Why should I give them to you?" Qin Yun said expressionlessly. "Idiot, can't you look at the situation? There are only two of you, and you are a 6th-level immortal, while we are all Ascendant Immortals. Furthermore, the divine fruits don't belong to you. Quickly hand them over." Nangong Xiumei said with sneer. Song Fengshen immediately pulled Nangong Xiumei. His expression became grave as he glared at Nangong Xiumei. Nangong Xiumei understands Song Fengshen very well. Seeing Song Fengshen's expression, she realized that Shimin Dazhuang is not someone easy to deal with. Shimin family is an inscription family revered by all great inscription masters. To be able to meet a disciple of Shimin family here, it is truly an honor for this song. Song Fengshen has already confirmed that Shimin Dazhuang is a disciple of that inscription family. Nangong Xiumei is secretly startled. Someone who even Song Fengshen respects so much is certainly not a simple person. Her charming eyes flickered as she looked at Shimin Dazhuang coquettishly. "Brother Qin is my friend. If you don't want to be my enemy, then quickly leave," Shimin Dazhuang said. Shimin family's disciples are indeed as righteous as the rumor says. I presume Brother Shimin also just got acquainted with Qin Yun? Song Fengshen finished speaking and coldly looked at Qin Yun. "Indeed, although we just got acquainted, Shimin Dazhuang, have always been very accurate in judging people. I feel that he will be a very good friend." Shimin Dazhuang also saw that Qin Yun has a very good pagoda, so he believes that Qin Yun has some fate with inscription. Song Fengshen said with smile, "Brother Shimin, you don't know. This Qin Yun is very crafty and crafty. He is not a good person." Nangong Xiumei's charming and gentle voice said with light smile, "Brother Shimin, don't believe this guy Qin Yun. This guy is very bad. Moreover," Song Fengshen, Nangong Xiumei, shut up. Who doesn't know that Nangong Xiumei is Yu Zuoquan's woman? Song Fengshen is Yu Zuoquan's good friend, yet he is secretly having an affair with Nangong Xiumei? Song Fengshen, Nangong Xiumei, what qualifications do you have to say that someone is not a good person? Qin Yun said with cold smile. Song Fengshen and Nangong Xiumei are immediately rendered speechless. Although Shimin Dazhuang is simple and simple-minded, he is not stupid. He very quickly realized the relationship between this man and woman. Truly shameless. Shimin Dazhuang shook his head and then said to Song Fengshen, "You should quickly leave. I am an inscription master. I don't want to fight with people. Brother Shimin, this friend of yours has snatched our 2 divine fruits. If he doesn't hand them over, we will have no choice but to offend you," Song Fengshen said. Qin Yun's expression turned cold. His killing intent completely appeared. He took out his 9th heaven mysterious king's saber and tightly held the saber hilt, ready to attack at any time. "Brother Qin, you are just a 6th-layer immortal. Don't let your emotions affect your decisions. I, Shimin Dazhuang, can clearly distinguish who is a good person and who is a bad person. Just watch from the side. I will handle this matter for you." Shimin Dazhuang patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said with clear and confident smile. It can be seen that he is a very warm-hearted person. Shimin Dazhuang took a few steps forward and said, "Everyone here is a battle maniac. Since it is like this, we will use battle to settle this matter. Send out one person to fight with me. As long as I, Shimin Dazhuang, is defeated, I will not interfere in this matter. Qin Yun secretly frowned. He can also see that Shimin Dazhuang is not very experienced in the world. He doesn't understand people's hearts very well. He only does things based on his intuition. It is very easy for him to stumble. No weapons, no rune equipment, how about it? Song Fengchun said with smile. Sure. Shimin Dazhuang very straightforwardly said, I will fight. You and I are both third-layer immortals. Our fight will be very fair. Nangong Shuamei's smile is very charming. Her beautiful eyes are filled with tenderness as she looked at Shimin Dazhuang. Qin Yun saw that Shimin Dazhuang is not affected by Nangong Shuamei's charm and secretly felt relieved. Shimin Dazhuang is wearing very good immortal inscription clothes, but now he has taken them off, revealing his dark, skinny body. Although he is skinny, he still has some muscles on his body. It looks like he is quite powerful. Qin Yun and Song Fengchun retreated to the side. Begin. Song Fengchun's expression is filled with joy as he shouted. Nangong Shuamei's power attribute is wind. Qin Yun can see with a glance that her wind martial spirit has not transformed into an immortal martial spirit. It is clear that her foundation is very shallow. But she is a third-layer immortal. She has cultivated 3 very strong wind immortal power spirits. At the beginning, Nangong Shuamei waved her hand and summoned a very violent tornado, swirling up the sand and dust and enveloping Shimin Dazhuang. Tornado is condensed from immortal power of ascendant immortals. This kind of immortal power is as sharp as a blade. If immortals are sucked into it, without the protection of powerful immortal clothes and immortal armor, they will die and be minced into meat paste. The whistling sand tornado caused those 2 ascendant immortals to exclaim in admiration again and again. Song Fengchun chuckled and said, Shuamei is very awesome. Our opponent is an inscription master. He is not good at fighting. Without using rune equipment, he will lose without a doubt. Shimin Dazhuang has been suppressed by Nangong Shuamei since the beginning. Qin Yun feels that Shimin Dazhuang is not that weak. Sure enough, after Shimin Daqiang shouted, the originally sand-filled tornado suddenly turned into a blue flame. Nangong Shuamei's wind immortal power has been completely devoured by Shimin Dazhuang's flame. Ho! Shimin Dazhuang controlled the flame and condensed it into a blue flame bowl. Bang, bang, bang. Although the blue flame bowl is not big, it is formed from formidable flame immortal power. It rushed through the sky and released scorching hot air wave that rushed towards Nangong Shuamei. Shimin Dazhuang is an inscription master. His control over flame is very high. The blue flame bull flew over. Its aura could devour mountains and rivers. Its momentum is like thunder. It ferociously crashed into Nangong Shuamei's body. With a loud explosion sound, the blue flame rippled like water. Shimin Dazhuang waved his hand and recalled the blue flame. Nangong Shuamei vomited blood after being hit by the blue flame bull. Her face is somewhat pale. Shimin Dazhuang did not expect this. He thought that Nangong Shuamei was already defeated. Suddenly, Nangong Shuamei turned into a burst of white wind and rushed towards Shimin Dazhuang. Her speed is very fast. In the blink of an eye, Nangong Shuamei arrived beside Shimin Dazhuang, threw herself at him, and hugged him. Qin Yun is stunned because Nangong Shuamei's clothes are all gone. She looks like a naked octopus as she hugs Shimin Dazhuang. Shimin Dazhuang is startled. He really did not expect that Nangong Shuamei would use this kind of trick. Nangong Shuamei gathered her 5 fingers while he was still in a daze. Her fingertips suddenly turned into black blades, and they pierced towards Shimin Dazhuang's body while emitting a sharp whistling sound. They were accompanied by a violent gale. Shimin Dazhuang's body immediately swelled up and split open. He let out a miserable scream and was sent flying. Chapter 1308. King's sword strikes Shimin Dazhuang's chest had been pierced by Nangong Shuamei's poisonous claws, and a large part of it had turned black. He quickly took out a talisman and stuck it on the wound. The wound was filled with black gas, and the poison was suppressed. Qin Yun rushed forward and supported Shimin Dazhuang. Shimin Dazhuang looked as if his worldview had been shattered. He pointed at Nangong Xiumei and cursed. You shameless woman. What is shame? Is it edible? Nangong Xiumei asked with a seductive smile. Shimin Dazhuang didn't have much experience in the world. He had lived in a harmonious hidden clan since childhood, so he naturally didn't know the sinister hearts of the people outside. Nangong Xiumei and Song Fengshan were aware of this, so they immediately tricked Shimin Dazhuang. Brother Dazhuang, you should have been more careful. Qin Yun lightly sighed as he checked Shimin Dazhuang's injuries. We agreed to fight fair and square. She actually used poison. Shimin Dazhuang cursed. He felt that he was still too young. Even Qin Yun was very surprised. He never expected that Nangong Xiumei would strip naked to confuse the hot-blooded Shimin Dazhuang. While he was distracted, she used poison armor to attack him. Moreover, he poured in a very strong wind and mortal power, as if he was crazily inflating Shimin Dazhuang's body, sending the poison power to every part of his body, breaking his flesh and blood, and then bursting his body. This was a very vicious move, and Nangong Xiumei was very familiar with it. It was obvious that she had done this kind of thing many times. Shimin Dazhuang's body was an immortal body. Without any equipment, he was very weak. Faced with Nangong Xiumei's sneaky move, he was instantly ravaged and covered in cuts and bruises. Brother Shimin, the poison in your body is very serious. If you don't undo it, you'll definitely die within 6 hours. Nangong Shui bewitchingly smiled and said, If you want to live, quickly hand over all the curiosity runes your Shimin clan has. Although Nangong Xiumei was very pleased with herself, she had been injured by Shimin Dazhuang's blue fire bull. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been in such a hurry to use such a sneaky move. Song Fengshan chuckled and said, Xiumei, you're really something. The Shimin family's runes are mysterious and profound. If we can get some, we'll be rich. Even if I die, I won't give it to you two beasts. Shimin Dazhuang finally knew how vicious the two people in front of him were. Hee. Since you don't want to live, I won't stop you. Nangong Xiumei coldly looked at Qin Yun and asked, Qin Yun, did you kill Shueli? I killed him, Qin Yun said indifferently. That foolish woman. She was tricked by you. Serves her right. Nangong Xiumei coldly snorted and said, If you're smart, hand over the divine fruit. Shimin Dazhuang suddenly shouted, Brother Qin, run. I'll block them. I still have some immortal talismans with me. Song Fengshan mocked. Don't even think about leaving. Nangong Xiumei held a celestial sword in her hand as she rushed over and stabbed at Shimin Dazhuang's head. She was worried that Shimin Dazhuang would use a powerful celestial talisman. Qin Yun is right beside Shimin Dazhuang, but Nangong Xiumei completely ignored him. In her eyes, Qin Yun is just a minor immortal. Song Fengshan and the three middle-aged men are sneering. They know that Qin Yun will definitely fall into their hands. Brother Qin, quickly run. Shimin Dazhuang can't use immortal talisman to perish together with Nangong Xiumei, because Qin Yun is right beside him. He feels that he and Qin Yun are finished. Qin Yun's eyes are filled with killing intent. Seeing Nangong Xiumei attack, he quickly attacked and grabbed Nangong Xiumei's celestial sword. Nangong Xiumei is immediately horrified. Her heart fiercely jumped because she sensed a very strong immortal power. It is the immortal power of a mighty immortal. Nangong Xiumei is very scared. She wanted to take back her celestial sword, but failed. Qin Yun's palm brought along vibrating power as it landed on Nangong Xiumei's abdomen. Boom! Nangong Xiumei let out a miserable scream. Her back suddenly split open due to Qin Yun's ferocious immortal power. Song Fengshan and the three middle-aged men are completely stunned. Song Fengshan, quickly save me. Nangong Xiumei was sent flying and dropped on the ground. She screamed in fear. Nangong Xiumei, not only did you send people to kill me and Little Phoenix, you even went around and insulted Little Phoenix's reputation. You evil woman, go to hell today. Qin Yun's expression is calm. His voice is filled with anger. His palm is filled with sorrowful dragon roar. Extinction Dragon 36 palms were unleashed. In an instant, 36 palms were unleashed. 36 palms overlapped and fused together, releasing an incomparably formidable power that enveloped Nangong Xiume's body. The palm power roared like thunder. It swept away all the sand and dust, shaking the heaven and earth as if it was a ferocious giant beast. In an instant, Nangong Xiume was torn to shreds by the palm power. The fragments of her body scattered along with the ferocious aura. Nangong Xiume was already injured. She was not on guard against Qin Yun, and her Dantian's immortal power was shattered by Qin Yun's punch. Song Fengshen and the others are also scared silly. They don't dare to approach. That is why Nangong Xiume was killed in an instant. Quickly attack. Song Fengshen cried out in fear and ordered the 3 middle-aged men to rush over. Those 3 middle-aged men are just ordinary second firmament exalted immortals. Just as they were about to rush over, Qin Yun roared. Heavenly Lion's heavenly roar blasted over with mental power, shaking the 3 middle-aged men to the point of dizziness. Qin Yun wielded the 9th heaven mysterious king saber, used flowing light extinction shadow step, and instantly appeared in front of the 3 middle-aged men. He slashed horizontally with his saber. The violent saber aura seemed like it could split mountains and split the earth. It brought along the sound of surging waves. Crash! Mountain splitter, earth splitter, wave breaker. These 3 styles were unleashed simultaneously, and the 3-second firmament exalted immortals were cut in half at the waist. Although 6-style Wind Slayer is not a profound martial art, Qin Yun has been using it for many years and has already reached the acme of perfection. He can faintly comprehend the rare saber aura through 6-style Wind Slayer. 3-second firmament exalted immortals were killed in one move by Qin Yun. Song Fengshen turned pale with fright. He is extremely terrified because he himself has just become an exalted immortal not long ago. Although he can defeat second firmament exalted immortals, he doesn't believe that he has Qin Yun's strength. Qin Yun, when did you become so strong? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Song Fengshen said with trembling voice. Why do I need to tell you that I have become strong? Qin Yun shot forward like an arrow, brandished his saber, and chopped down. Song Fengshen is alarmed and took out a tiger head shield. Under Song Fengshen's control, the tiger head shield floated in front of him. The 9th heaven mysterious king saber slashed down on the tiger head shield, causing a burst of sound wave and sand waves to surge. Song Fengshen also took advantage of this time to take out a pair of Mitsubishi thorns and quickly stabbed towards Qin Yun. The Mitsubishi thorns brought along a sound of breaking through the air and shot out with incomparably formidable immortal power. This is a very powerful immortal talisman tool. Qin Yun doesn't dare to be careless when facing this kind of immortal talisman tool. After all, it is something refined by a powerful inscription master. Brother Qin, that is an immortal talisman tool. Don't attack it directly. Shimin Dazhuang shouted. Qin Yun knows this, so he promptly dodged sideways. The Mitsubishi thorns flew past Qin Yun's side, causing him to tremble in fear. If the Mitsubishi thorns suddenly exploded, it would not be a small injury. Song Fengshen secretly thanked his father for giving him such a powerful life-saving immortal talisman tool. Qin Yun, if we are comparing equipment, you are not my match. Song Fengshen immediately regained some of his confidence and said with sneer. Qin Yun quickly landed on the sandy ground. The Mitsubishi thorns are very fast. They are infused with formidable immortal power. Not only they're very fast, their power is also very ferocious. If they hit his body and explode, the consequences would be too horrible to contemplate. Ha! You're dead for sure. Song Fengshen proudly laughed. He still has 2 Mitsubishi thorns in his hand to prevent Qin Yun from suddenly rushing over. Song Fengshen's father is Song Zhaoshi. He is a very famous inscription master. The immortal talisman tools he refines are very powerful. Others would have to pay a high price to buy them. And Song Fengshen has many of them. Equipment competition? Qin Yun secretly sneered and then took out the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron blocked the incoming Mitsubishi Thorns. Boom! The Mitsubishi Thorns hit the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron and immediately exploded with berserk immortal power. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron was also sent flying. Seeing the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron, Song Fengshen and Shimanda Zhuang are very shocked, because they can see that this cauldron is very different from the others. Qin Yun, accept your death. Song Fengshen threw another pair of Mitsubishi Thorns. The Mitsubishi Thorns attacked again. This time Shimanda Zhuang took action. He threw out an immortal talisman. After Shimanda Zhuang's immortal talisman ignited, a large amount of black clay burst out. It is unknown what it is, but it is very sticky. It fell down and covered the Mitsubishi Thorns. Brother Qin, Shimanda Zhuang shouted. Qin Yun is no longer threatened by those formidable immortal talisman tools. He immediately used Passing Shadow Extinction Breath Step and disappeared. Song Fengshen saw Qin Yun suddenly disappear and immediately became alarmed. He immediately concentrated his mental power to control the Tiger Head shield. He felt that with his powerful immortal armor and many defensive tools, he would not be killed by Qin Yun. Moreover, he would be able to exhaust Qin Yun's power. However, he was wrong, because Shimanda Zhuang's inscription equipment is not to be trifled with. After Qin Yun disappeared, he waited for Shimanda Zhuang to use Immortal Talisman to attack. This is also their tacit understanding. Boom! Shimanda Zhuang's Immortal Talisman exploded like a lightning bolt and landed on Song Fengshen's body. In a split second, countless violent thunder and lightning exploded, forming a thunder and lightning whirlwind that engulfed Song Fengshen. Shwa shwa shwa. Shimanda Zhuang not only has Immortal Talisman, he also has Immortal Talisman tools. They are sharp things like flying thorns. Competing in inscription equipment? My Shiman family will not lose to you. Shimanda Zhuang shouted in a very heroic manner. Song Fengshen secretly cursed himself for being too stupid. He is clearly a Shiman family disciple, yet he recklessly showed off his equipment. Shimanda Zhuang's Immortal Talisman tool does not explode after being stabbed. Instead, it explodes with a black, sticky substance. Qin Yun, who is hiding, is secretly apprehensive of Shimanda Zhuang's strange toy. After the black clay covered Song Fengshen, it quickly corroded the immortal power inside his equipment. The runes inside the inscription equipment need to absorb energy to operate, and Shimanda Zhuang's Immortal Talisman tool can make the rune equipment unable to absorb energy and stop operating. Song Fengshen, who has turned into a black clay man, feels extreme despair in his heart. Qin Yun suddenly appeared beside Song Fengshen. The angry saber is like thunder. It brought along heavenly might Dao Dipper and hacked down hundreds of times in a flash. Rumble. Chapter 1309. Young Master Shiman. After Qin Yun killed Song Fengshen, he took back the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. Then he carried Shimanda Zhuang and ran wildly in the desert. Brother Qin, I might die. The poison in my body can't be detoxified. After I die, if my death is too unsightly, can you help me make it look better and then send it back to the Shiman family? Shimanda Zhuang shouted in frustration. If you die unsightly, it would be better to burn it. Qin Yun said, don't. If I'm burned to ashes, the Shiman family won't recognize my ashes. Even if I die, I want to be buried in the Shiman family cemetery. Shimanda Zhuang said sadly, Brother Qin, what is your cultivation level? I can't guess it. I don't want to die. Qin Yun carried Shimanda Zhuang away because he is worried that someone will come over. You are about to die. Can't you talk less? Qin Yun said with a smile. I am about to die. Of course I have to talk more before I die. Brother Qin, why are you still laughing? I am about to die. How can you still laugh? You people, why are all of you so heartless? Shimanda Zhuang wants to cry, but has no tears. He is very sad. Shimanda Zhuang, have just entered the immortal desolates Jianghu. I never expected that I would be killed by a witch. Qin Yun, who is running, found it somewhat funny. Brother Dazhuang, have you never seen a woman before? Shimin Dazhuang shouted. Of course I have. It's just that I have never seen a naked woman. Moreover, she took the initiative to approach me. Brother Qin, did you know? Her body is really not bad. I thought she loved me so much that she couldn't control herself. That's why she suddenly took off all her clothes and threw herself at me. Who knew that her scheme was so deep? Qin Yun laughed and said, Brother Dazhuang, you were actually thinking about this at that time? Think about it. A woman took the initiative to approach you. Could it be that she didn't fall in love with you? When she jumped over and hugged me, I thought she fell in love with me and wanted to marry me and have children. Who would have thought that she would pierce my heart with her nails and inject a very strong poison? My pure heart is truly pitiful. It is being ravaged before death. Shimin Dazhuang wailed. Am I, Shimin Dazhuang, going to die like this? I haven't experienced love. I haven't found the person I like. I haven't become a famous inscription master in the immortal desolate. Yet I am going to die with hatred in my heart. I am not willing. I am not willing. Brother Qin, put me down. I want to die alone. I don't want anyone to see my ugly state of dying from poisoning. I, Shimin Dazhuang, have a great reputation. Even if I die, I will die with dignity. Qin Yin was truly speechless. He smiled and said, Don't worry, you won't die. I can cure you of your poison. You can't open it. The poison that even my Shimin clan's poison-expelling immortal talisman can't expel, no one can cure it. Shimin Dazhuang was in despair. He said in a self-deprecating manner, It's all my fault for being too arrogant and being bewitched by a woman. That's why I was careless and ended up like this. I reap what I sow. Qin Yin feels that they are now far away from the battlefield. He took out Star Traveling Pagoda and brought Shimin Dazhuang inside. Then he took out Little Jade Rabbit. Luckily, Little Jade Rabbit has not finished eating the golden grape and has not fallen asleep. Shimin Dazhuang is sitting in the reception hall of the first floor of Star Traveling Pagoda. He looked all around and let out a long sigh and said, Dying in this pagoda is a pretty good ending for me. Brother Qin, when I die, I will be very unsightly. You, when the time comes, can you help me look a bit better? I beg you. Even if I die, I want to maintain my handsome appearance. Qin Yun placed Shimin Dazhuang's hand on a table, then placed Little Jade Rabbit on his palm and said, Don't be long-winded. You won't die. Little Jade Rabbit quickly absorbed the poison in Shimin Dazhuang's body. Shimin Dazhuang, who has fallen into despair. Originally, he felt very sad, but he sensed the poison in his body being absorbed. His body immediately shook. He looked at Qin Yun with wide-open eyes and said, My poison is being absorbed. I don't need to die. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. I already said you won't die. Shimin Dazhuang immediately grinned and started laughing foolishly. He shouted loudly, I don't need to die. I don't need to die. Ha ha. Shimin Dazhuang's handsomeness and prestige will live on forever. Brother Dazhuang, you have to be careful in the future. Don't think of everyone as so pure. In the immortal, desolate martial arts world, you have to be on guard. Otherwise, you will die without even bones left. Qin Yin smiled and poured 2 cups of tea. Shimin Dazhuang clicked his tongue and shook his head. When I went out, my elders warned me, but I feel that as long as I am honest with others and do things with a clear conscience, I will be able to make many good friends. Even if I encounter evil people, they will be intimidated by my righteous aura. Brother Qin, at least I can make friends with you. Otherwise, I would really be dead. Fortunately, you didn't take off your clothes to trick me. Otherwise, I would have been in trouble, Shimin Dazhuang said with a smile. Qin Yin did not know whether to laugh or cry. He drank a cup of tea and said, When I trick people, I don't need to take off my clothes. Shimin Dazhuang thought for a moment and said with a smile, That's right. Brother Qin, your appearance is slightly lacking. Even if you take off your clothes, it won't have any effect. I am different. If I take off my clothes, I will definitely make a large group of people go crazy. I will try it next time. Qin Yin almost sprayed out his tea. He said with a smile, "Brother Dazhuang, don't use this trick carelessly. You will die very miserably. Cough, cough, you will lose everything." "Really?" Shimin Dazhuang scratched his head and asked doubtfully, "Brother Qin, you should be an experienced Jianghu person. In the future, you must teach me some skills." Shimin Dazhuang admires Qin Yin very much. Originally, they were in a disadvantageous position, but Qin Yin suddenly counterattacked. Not only did he kill the enemy, he also saved him. If not for his face, Shimin Dazhuang would have kowtowed to Qin Yin a few times to express the admiration in his heart. In the future, when you see beautiful women, you must be on guard. Also, don't judge people by their appearance. Don't think that just because someone looks good, they are a good person. Just go over and make friends with them. Otherwise, it will be very easy to be swindled away. Qin Yin said, "I never judge people by their appearance. Brother Qin, your appearance is ordinary, but I feel that you are someone who can be made friends with, so I treat you as a friend." Shimin Dazhuang said with a serious expression. "What? My appearance is ordinary?" Qin Yin could not help but take out a mirror to look at himself. He felt that he was a bit more handsome than Shimin Dazhuang, but he was actually said to be ordinary. Shimin Dazhuang said with a smile, "That's right. My father said that my appearance is the most handsome. In the Shimin family, everyone says that I am a handsome man. Your face shape is very different from mine, so naturally you are ordinary." Qin Yin looked at Shimin Dazhuang and did not know what to say. He was startled and asked, "Brother Dazhuang, is your position in the Shimin family very high?" "Of course. Anyone who sees me has to call me handsome." Shimin Dazhuang smiled slightly. "My grandfather is a great clan elder, and my father is the patriarch. They are all very strong, and they're also very powerful inscription masters." Qin Yin immediately understood. Shimin Dazhuang had probably been tricked since he was young, saying that he was the most handsome. Shimin Dazhuang had been spoiled since he was young, but he did not become a hedonistic son of a rich family. This meant that his nature was extremely good. It was only because he had been tricked since he was young that he developed an incurable narcissism. "Brother Qin, don't feel inferior. Although your appearance is ordinary, I'm still willing to make friends with you. I, Shimin Dazhuang, have never judged a person by their appearance." Shimin Dazhuang laughed heartily. Qin Yin smiled. "Brother Dazhuang, it's best if you don't directly talk about other people's appearance in the future. It's very easy to get into trouble." Shimin Dazhuang nodded and said, "I understand. I'm only being so frank because Brother Qin is so easy to talk to. I hope Brother Qin doesn't mind." Qin Yin felt that if Shimin Dazhuang were to jump around like that outside, he would definitely be beaten to death. An hour passed, and the little jade rabbit had finished absorbing all the poison in Shimin Dazhuang's body. Shimin Dazhuang said happily, "Brother Qin, this little rabbit of yours is really amazing. It actually has such a powerful detoxification effect. How do I repay this little white rabbit?" She likes to eat things like immortal fruits. Do you have any?" Qin Yin asked. "Immortal fruit?" "Yes." Shimin Dazhuang took out a large pile. They were all kinds of fragrant and sweet-looking immortal fruits. "Many thanks, Brother Dazhuang." Qin Yin immediately stored those immortal fruits into the Nine-Sun Divine Soul. He also kept a few for himself and gave the rest to Little Jade Rabbit and Mo. Shimin Dazhuang is very extravagant. These immortal fruits are very expensive, but he gave them away without even blinking. "No need to be polite. After all, you saved my life." Shimin Dazhuang laughed a few times and then said in earnest, "Brother Qin, I guess you are a fifth-layer ascendant immortal." Qin Yin said with a smile, "You guessed wrong. I'm just a first-layer ascendant immortal. I just broke through. If I was a fifth-layer ascendant immortal, I would have killed that woman Nangong Xiume long ago." Shimin Dazhuang is very puzzled. He guessed wrong 3 times. This made him feel very embarrassed. He quickly changed the topic and said with a smile, "Brother Qin, does that shameless woman Nangong Xiume often use some kind of shameless underhanded trick to deal with you?" "Not even once." Qin Yin curled his lips and said, Then why did she use it on me? Could it be that she has taken a fancy to me? Shimin Dazhuang mumbled. Purely because she can't beat you. Moreover, she saw that you're easy to deceive. That's why she used this kind of underhanded trick on you. Qin Yin speechlessly shook his head. Shimin Dazhuang comes from a mysterious hidden inscription family. Moreover, he is the son of the family head. He has many good things in his hands. Originally, his injuries were very serious, but after sticking a few talismans on his body and eating a few pills, he has more or less recovered. He now looks very spirited. After he recovered, he took out a compass, looked at it, and shouted in alarm. Brother Qin, there is an inscription beast nearby. We should quickly subdue it. Finished speaking, he rushed out of Star Traveling Pagoda. Qin Yin promptly chased after him and yelled, Brother Dazhuang, inscription beasts are very dangerous. Don't act recklessly. Otherwise, you will truly die. Don't worry, I have a secret technique passed down from my ancestor. It can subdue inscription beasts. Shimin Dazhuang very confidently said. Far ahead, white light flickered under the sunlight. Chapter 13:10. Chapter 13:10. Strange beast movement. Qin Yin is stunned. He promptly grabbed Shimin Dazhuang and dragged him in a Star Traveling Pagoda. Brother Dazhuang, I encountered a large blue snake before. It was an inscription beast, and I was almost killed. Qin Yin said with a grave expression. Not a single one of those inscription beasts are good. Really? What kind of snake was it? Shimin Dazhuang asked in pleasant surprise. It was very strong. It was at least a Xian immortal beast. Qin Yin said, if it was attack type, then you must be careful. But my compass is looking for those that don't attack. Shimin Dazhuang patted Qin Yin's shoulder and said with smile, Brother Qin, if you are afraid, just stay here and watch. I will let you broaden your horizons. See how I use my ancestral secret technique to subdue inscription beasts. Qin Yin has some understanding of Shimin Dazhuang's strength. If he doesn't use inscription equipment, he could be killed with one saber strike. If he uses equipment, he will be very powerful. About this, are you sure that the inscription beasts that your compass can find are the more gentle ones? Qin Yin also somewhat believed it, because the little gray cat from before was not a combat type. Of course I am sure. Shimin Dazhuang nodded his head and said, Brother Qin, you look older than me. Older than me? You look a bit like an uncle. I will call you Uncle Qin from now on. You can call me Dazhuang. Qin Yin has the urge to vomit blood. He took out a mirror and looked at himself. He discovered that his face is very young and handsome, just that he has a bit of beard. Why does he look like an uncle? You can call me a Yin. Qin Yin faintly smiled. He cursed in his heart. You are the uncle. Your whole family are all uncles. This won't do. Although your cultivation is not as high as mine, you are my elder. I'm a person who abides by etiquette. I can't mess up the way I address you. Uncle Qin, I will go subdue the inscription beasts. You old man just stay here and watch. Shimin Dazhuang finished speaking and immediately ran out. Qin Yin very much wants to kick Shimin Dazhuang out. This one-track-minded fellow is really blind. I am clearly so handsome, clearly so young, but they actually said that I'm a plain-looking uncle. Qin Yin took out a mirror and looked at himself. He began to doubt his life. Ling Yin giggled. Xiao Yun, this weirdo is really lucky to be able to come here alive. That's right. Even I want to hit him. Qin Yin took out the Lion King cannon and looked at Shimin Dazhuang's back. Shimin Dazhuang held the compass and rushed towards the white dot in front of him. Through the Lion King cannon, Qin Yin can see what kind of inscription beast this white light dot is. What caused him to be flabbergasted is that this white dot is actually a big white pig. Its whole body is snow white. It is wagging its tail and running around in the desert. This big white pig also went to get the golden grapes before. Qin Yin thought to himself, why did this inscription beast turn into a pig? I remember that this big white pig can make its body swell up and then float lightly in the air. It's quite powerful. Ling Yin said with a smile. Maybe when the inscription beast evolved into a beast, it accidentally referenced a pig. After Shimin Dazhuang arrived, he saw that the inscription beast is a pig. His face immediately became filled with disgust. Then he turned around and ran back. Qin Yin feels that this is very boring. He still wants to see how Shimin Dazhuang will subdue the inscription beast. What made him feel funny is that the pig actually rushed towards Shimin Dazhuang. Don't look at how the pig is white and fat. Its running speed is very fast. Even Qin Yin feels that his speed is not as fast as the big white pig. This big white pig's speed, even that blue snake would have to concede defeat. Qin Yin is extremely apprehensive. These inscription beasts are indeed very powerful. Shimin Dazhuang yelled, "Uncle Qin, quickly save me. I don't want to subdue this kind of inscription beast." Just as he finished yelling, the big white pig pounced over and pressed Shimin Dazhuang to the ground. Then it arched him a few times, causing Shimin Dazhuang to cry out loudly. Qin Yin is also dumbstruck looking at this scene. Shimin Dazhuang has actually been pressed to the ground by a pig. The big white pig's body suddenly emitted a burst of multicolored light that seems to contain many runes and poured into Shimin Dazhuang's head. "I am done for." Shimin Dazhuang howled with no hope in life. "I don't want to live anymore." Qin Yin repeatedly frowned looking at this scene. He doesn't know what the big white pig is doing. The big white pig's expression is wretched. It seems like it is laughing as it looked at Shimin Dazhuang. Shimin Dazhuang is sitting paralyzed on the ground, looking at the wretched big white pig. His expression looks like he wants to die. "Dazhuang, what happened?" Qin Yin yelled. I subdued an inscription beast," Shimin Dazhuang said in a very dejected manner. "Isn't that a good thing?" Qin Yin said with mischievous smile. "What's so good about it?" This inscription beast is not mighty at all. It can't be taken out." Shimin Dazhuang stood up. His expression looks like he doesn't want to live anymore and walked towards Star Traveling Pagoda. Qin Yin finally understands. It is that wretched big white pig that latched onto Shimin Dazhuang. Shimin Dazhuang doesn't want this kind of inscription beast at all. Dazhuang, this little pig should be very good. Its speed is very fast." Qin Yin comforted. "If you don't want it, you can give it to me. I won't follow you." After the big white pig saw Qin Yin, it immediately hid behind Qin Yin and said, "You have a very strong divine bird. That stupid big blue snake was eaten by you and that bird. I don't want to be eaten by you." Qin Yin laughed involuntarily and said, "You only have this little bit. It is not enough for me to eat. I won't eat you." Shimin Dazhuang looked at the big white pig and said with sigh, "Forget it. Since you are my destined first inscription beast, I can only comply with heaven's will." "Oh, that's right. Do you have a name?" He patted the big white pig's head. "I don't give me a name," the big white pig said with smile. "Give me an awesome name." Shimin Dazhuang thought about it, looked at Qin Yin and asked, "Uncle Qin, you are an experienced and knowledgeable old Jianghu person. Why don't you give him a resounding name? Let's call him Pippy Pig." Qin Yin casually said, "Good, not a bad name." Shimin Dazhuang feels that it is very good. He promptly nodded and said. The big white pig did not say anything. It is clearly tacitly agreeing. Moreover, it very satisfyingly smiled. Qin Yin feels that the big white pig and Shimin Dazhuang are a rather suitable combination. "Dazhuang, I want to go find the sun altar. That place is very dangerous. You shouldn't follow me," Qin Yin said. He wants to see what happened to the sun altar. Why Nangong Xiumei and Song Fengchen came back. "Dazhuang, let's go together," the big white pig suddenly said. "There are good things inside the sun altar. As long as we can go in, we can obtain them. We should go take a look first. Maybe we can obtain something good." Shimin Dazhuang's eyes lit up. He asked, "What good things are inside the sun altar?" "I don't know, but the strongest inscription beast in this desert." After learning that the sun altar has landed, they immediately rushed over to tear down the sun altar. The big white pig said, "Dazhuang, I am very awesome. With me protecting you, there won't be any mishap. I am your destined inscription beast. Dazhuang, you are so extraordinary as your inscription beast. I'm also not ordinary." "Of course." Shimin Dazhuang immediately became very happy after being flattered. He yelled, "Let's go. We will go find the sun altar." Qin Yin stored away the Star Traveling Pagoda. He saw Shimin Dazhuang riding on the big white pig and yelled, "Pippy Pig, let's go." The big white pig's speed is very fast. Even though it is carrying Shimendazhuang, it can still run very fast in the desert. Wait for me, Qin Yin yelled, and also madly ran. However, he can only follow behind the big white pig. Shimendazhuang was very disdainful of the big white pig before, but now he is bursting with joy and burst into loud laughter. While running, Qin Yin took out the magic mirror and contacted Xiao Yuelon. Yuelon, I am on my way to the sun altar. What is the situation on your side? I saw the sun altar, but I haven't approached it yet. There are many powerful beasts near the sun altar. They're the kind that ate golden grapes. Are you together with Ninian? Xiao Yuelon asked. I am together with another friend. His strength is also not weak. I will go and take a look, Qin Yin said. He very much wants to find Ninian. He also knows that Ninian must have sign master and servant contract with Little Gray Cat, just like the big white pig and Shimendazhuang. Ninian's little gray cat can carry out spatial transfer at will, so it can bring Ninian into the star-traveling pagoda. If he can find Little Gray Cat, he can easily enter the sun altar. The sun altar has fallen, but it has become the target of many powerful inscription beasts. Even those 9 sun sects did not expect this. A message came out from the magic mirror. It is from Song Zhaoshi, saying that his son died in the immortal Xian Great Desert. This piece of news only caused a small group of people to discuss it, because there was even more explosive news coming out. Suddenly, 9 powerful golden dragons flew out from the tip of the 9 sun, suppressing divine arrows, and coiled around the tip of the 9 arrows. After Immortal Emperor Diyu flew up, he was seriously injured by one of the dragons. And inside each holy land, there are also all kinds of news. Many experts who went to search for the sun altar have been seriously injured by beasts. Some have even been killed. While running, Qin Yin browsed the magic mirror and found out that many inscription beasts have moved out to attack the 9 sun altar. Xiao Yun, inscription beasts won't die. The blue snake you killed doesn't seem to have a soul. It only has bones. It should be able to be reborn. Ling Yin suddenly said, I wonder when the blue snake will be reborn. Qin Yin is also somewhat worried about this matter. If the blue snake is reborn and is still as powerful as before, it will definitely come to take revenge on him. 2 days passed by. Qin Yin and pig-riding Shimendazhuang also saw the 9 sun altar in the distance. It is indeed the same as the altar in Floating Clouds City. Ling Yin said in amazement. Xiao Yun, there's a 9 sun altar hidden in Floating Clouds City. It is possible that your past life took it there. But there is no sun core inside Floating Clouds City's 9 sun altar. Qin Yin said with frown. Could it be that I have to collect other sun altar core things to open Floating Clouds City's altar? Chapter 13:11. Yin-Yang Ritual Shimendazhuang and the big white pig he had tamed were buried in the sand, only their heads sticking out as they looked at the altar in the distance. Uncle Qin, the place we are in right now is quite dangerous. Our cultivation is too low, so it's best if we don't go over. Let's just watch from here. Shimendazhuang said worriedly. Uncle, there are a few very strong inscription beasts over there. If we go over, we will be killed. The big white pig also said. Its voice was filled with fear. Previously, he was not afraid at all. Qin Yin felt even more strongly that Shimendazhuang and his big white pig were a perfect match. How about you hide a bit further away? Qin Yin said with smile. Your concealment ability is not as high as mine. If you are discovered, it will be very dangerous. When Shimendazhuang heard this, he quickly nodded and said, Okay. Shimendazhuang and the white pig quickly retreated to the back. They knew that Qin Yin had grasped invisibility. Furthermore, his aura concealment technique was extremely brilliant. As for them, they did not have such an ability, so they could only hide far away. Pippy Pig, what other inscription beasts are there that are easier to subdue in the vicinity? Shimendazhuang took out the compass and saw that the pointer was pointing in a certain direction. He is somewhat happy because there is a non-attack type inscription beast nearby. Isn't it enough to have me? You still want to subdue other inscription beasts? The big white pig said unhappily. You can't be half-hearted. Well, the more the better. Shimin Dazhuang felt the anger of the big white pig and immediately said, if I subdue other inscription beasts, then you'll be the big brother. Think about it. If you become the big brother and command the other inscription beasts, how great would that be? The big white pig thought for a moment, then suddenly became a little excited and said, over there's a kitten that controls a very strong power of space. You can go and give it a try. All right, bring that uncle friend with you. That uncle's strength is quite strong. It should be better with his help. Qin Yun is currently observing the 18-layer sun altar from the front. He used absolute soul to observe the surrounding situation. He discovered that not only are there a few powerful inscription beasts, there's also a very sinister power that is slowly spreading out. Just as he was carefully observing, he suddenly sensed something approaching. Bang! Qin Yun's buttocks were hit, and he flew forward. Uncle, I'm sorry, I probably misplaced it. The big white pig quickly shouted. Qin Yun was invisible. The big white pig could not see Qin Yun. When it rushed over, it sent Qin Yun flying. Qin Yun got up and cursed inwardly. He asked, what's the matter? There's a kitten nearby. I'm going to catch it. I need your help. The big white pig laughed. If he succeeds in subduing that kitten, then I will be the kitten's big brother. Qin Yun was still thinking about how to find Yin Yun. Now that he knew that the kitten was nearby, he knew that Yin Yun was with the kitten. Let's go quickly, Qin Yun quickly said. The big white pig is very happy. It brought Qin Yun and charged towards Shimin Dazhuang. Over there, Shimin Dazhuang held the compass and pointed in a direction. He smiled and said, that's great. That kitten isn't near the sun altar. This way, there won't be any danger. Shimin Dazhuang rode on the big white pig and quickly rushed towards the direction of the little gray cat. Qin Yun followed behind. Not long after, he saw a beautiful and adorable little girl wearing white dress. It is Yin Yun. She is holding a little gray cat in her arms. Yin Yun. After Qin Yun saw Yin Yun, he very happily said, little brother. Yin Yun is also very happy. She immediately ran towards Qin Yun and said with a smile, I was worried to death about you. Little flower is really something. She didn't even say anything when she encountered danger and directly took me away. I wanted to go find you, but she refused. She even said that you were already dead. When the little gray cat saw Qin Yun, it immediately shrunk its body and meowed a few times. It feels very surprised. Yin Yun, I didn't expect you to be so concerned about me, Qin Yun said with a smile. Of course, we are partners. Yin Yun smiled sweetly and then looked at Shimin Dazhuang and the big white pig whose faces are filled with disappointment. Shimin Dazhuang and the big white pig originally thought that they could subdue the little gray cat. But now that they saw the little gray cat together with a little girl, they realized that the little gray cat already has an owner. Moreover, it is someone that Qin Yun knows. Uncle, why does she call you little brother? Shimin Dazhuang said in shock. She looks like she can be your daughter, yet she calls you little brother. You Jianghu people, why are you so unreasonable? Yin Yun giggled and said, little brother, this uncle riding a pig actually calls you uncle. Shimin Dazhuang is stunned and said very unhappily, little sister, am I very old? Why do you call me uncle? I just feel that you are very old. Yin Yun playfully stuck out her little tongue and said with a smile, did you subdue this big white pig? You two are really compatible. Little girl, I am a divine pig. I am much more awesome than your little cat. The big white pig said very unwillingly, my little cat is still a baby. Of course it is not as awesome as you. Yin Yun said with charming smile. Qin Yun pointed at the distant sun altar and solemnly asked, Yin Yun, can you enter the sun altar? Speaking of this matter, Yin Yun's expression changed. She shook her head and said, Xiaohua originally wanted to bring me in. But we discovered that a very unexpected situation has occurred inside the sun altar. There's a very strong thing inside. That's why we didn't go in. Meow meow. Little gray cat meowed a few times and waved its little claws. It is unknown what it wants to express. Nianyan said, Xiao Hua said that there's a very strong fighting strength inside. I don't know if it is a human or a beast. Right now, it is still sealed inside the sun altar. If we perform the sacrifice, the very strong thing inside will come out. After the sacrifice, the altar will usually open and some things will be transmitted from the divine desolate. Qinyan frowned and said somewhat worriedly, Nianyan, is it very dangerous here? Nianyan nodded and said, Of course it is very dangerous. The few inscription beasts near the altar are all Xian immortal beasts. I can't beat them, but I want a thing inside. Isn't there a very strong thing inside the sun altar? Why is there a sun core fragment inside? Qinyan said with a frown. The sun core fragment is still inside. It might also be the powder of the sun core. This is a very good thing, Nianyan said with a mysterious expression. If you obtain it, you will know how useful it is. Shimendazhuang said. Then let's not go over. The big white pig also promptly nodded. We will stay here and quietly observe the situation. Let's just look at the situation and take advantage of the situation. Right at this moment, the 18-level golden altar suddenly started trembling. What caused people to be shocked is that the golden altar actually overflowed with a burst of black light energy. Bang! The sun altar trembled and surged out a black light wave. The circular light wave slowly spread out, bringing with it a kind of peculiar energy aura in a short while it spread to the distance. The big white pig unceasingly shouted and then frantically dug the sand as if it wanted to dig a hole. Pippy Pig, what's wrong? Shimendazhuang suddenly had a bad premonition and hastily asked, Hey, a very strong thing is about to appear. We can't run. We are dead for sure. The big white pig yelled in fear. Little gray cat is also meowing nonstop. Its body is trembling. It is arching its back, and all its fur is standing up. Qinyan promptly took out Star, Traveling Pagoda, and yelled, Quickly go in. The fastest one is the big white pig, followed by Shimendazhuang. Qinyan is immediately puzzled. The Shimendazhuang was very courageous when facing Nangong Xiume's group, but now he is so afraid of death. Nianyan is also holding Little Gray Cat and promptly entered the pagoda. After entering, Qinyan also took out the devil mirror to contact Xiao Yuelon. What caused Qinyan to be alarmed in his heart is that he is unable to contact Xiao Yuelon. Nianyan said with frown, Little brother, your devil mirror is temporarily unable to be used. Just now Xiao Huahua was unable to use spatial transfer. The spatial field in the vicinity has been greatly disturbed. Qinyan now understands why Little Gray Cat did not run away immediately. It is because it cannot run away. The sun altar once again overflowed with black gas, rolling up a burst of gale. Although the sunlight is very intense, the desert is filled with waves of cold wind. It is incomparably cold. The sun altar is sacrificing itself. Ling Yin'er said, This altar is trying to open a spatial gate to the netherworld. It will absorb a great amount of departed spirits and sacrifice them. The sun altar is unceasingly shaking. Beast roars are coming from all around the desert. What is even more dreadful is that there are many different kinds of beasts rushing towards the sun altar from all directions. Immortal Xian Great Desert is formed by the fall of Sun Divine Stone, because it is emitting divine power and has given birth to many divine fruits. It has attracted many immortal beasts. Moreover, many weak and small immortal beasts have evolved into formidable immortal beasts. Now all these immortal beasts are crazily rushing towards the sun altar. Not only are they going to sacrifice themselves, they're also going to sacrifice them alive. Ling Yun'er yelled. Qinyan and others are looking from the window. They're looking towards that strange golden 18-layer altar. The desert slightly trembled. Sand and dust storm burst out. Countless fierce beasts are rushing towards the sun altar. In the sky above the sun altar, 100-meter wide black whirlpool appeared. An evil aura rushed down from the black whirlpool. It is like a waterfall attacking the sun altar. That black whirlpool is connected to the netherworld, is absorbing a great amount of departed spirits from the netherworld to sacrifice them. After a great amount of immortal beasts rushed over and climbed to the highest level of the sun altar, they were all killed by the golden sword-like beams of light released by the sun altar. In the blink of an eye, that huge 18-layer golden sun altar has been dyed blood red. Blood flowed down from the highest level, dyeing the 18 steps of the sun altar red. More and more blood gushed down from the sun altar. It is like a waterfall dyeing the sand around the sun altar red. The originally flickering golden sacred sun altar has now become filled with evil aura. Endless bitter death aura pervaded the surroundings, causing the sky above the desert to be filled with a dusky, energy. The sun altar is like a blood and soul devouring monster, constantly devouring a great amount of evil departed spirits and sucking the blood of a large amount of immortal beasts. And those immortal beasts are like they are possessed, crazily rushing towards the sun altar to throw away their lives. As long as tens of thousands of immortal beasts climb up the sun altar, they will all be turned into blood mist. In yon great sacrifice. Nien Yun's small face is filled with solemnity. What is this sun altar doing? Qin Yun said doubtfully. Isn't this the sun altar that the 9 sun sects brought down? After the sacrifice, it should be transferring some things over. Chapter 13:12. 13:12. Chapter 13:12. People from sacred desolate, even though they are inside star traveling pagoda, Shimen Dazhuang is still deeply worried. The main reason is because the big white pig is very scared, is constantly saying many scary things. Uncle Qin, can your pagoda move? It would be better if you control it to move away from the altar. The big white pig said in low voice. That altar is like a devil. Not only it eats living immortal beasts, it also eats netherworld's departed spirits. I am afraid that I will also be eaten. Many immortal beasts are rushing over. They're avoiding star traveling pagoda and are not rushing over. Even without star traveling pagoda's protection, staying outside is not a problem. Because these immortal beasts are not attacking, they're all crazily rushing towards the sun altar. Qin Yun saw that the immortal beasts are not crazily attacking. They are all orderly rushing towards the sun altar and secretly sighed in relief. He's been holding a magic mirror in his hand. From time to time, he tried to use it, but was unable to succeed. Nien Yun said, the surrounding space is very unstable. Even Xiao Hua doesn't dare to recklessly teleport. Qin Yun said with frown. It seems like there's a very strong teleportation formation inside the sun altar. Nien Yun nodded and said, to teleport things from other great desolate, it needs to release very strong space power to disturb the stability of the space. Only like this can things be teleported from other great desolate. The mysterious 18-layer altar, moreover, it is the mysterious sun altar. The teleportation formation inside must be very strong. The energy absorbed by the teleportation formation inside the altar is also very special. It is the nature power produced after the death of departed spirits and living beings. As long as one can use this nature power, they can obtain incomparably formidable power and control nature law. There are so many gods in divine desolate. They gather nature power everywhere, not only to increase their cultivation, they also have other uses. And now the sun altar is absorbing a lot of nature power. It is also to break the bindings of nature law and teleport things from divine desolate or sacred desolate to immortal desolate. Shimen Dazhuang asked, do you think gods will be teleported here? Nien Yun shook her head and said, no, gods cannot be in immortal desolate. Even if they are teleported here, they will be sucked back. The 9 Suns sect of the divine wilderness places great importance on all sorts of things that appear in the immortal desolate. I guess they will send some very strong people over, but their cultivation levels won't be too high. I heard that divine desolates, 9 sun sects dropped the sun altar into the immortal desolate to capture inscription beasts. Qinyan said, this is also the information that evil God inquired about. The big white pig squealed in fright, and the little gray cat meowed in fear as well. Uncle, don't scare a pig. The divine wilderness went to war and created such a huge commotion just to capture me. The big white pig was very scared. It quickly hid behind Shimin Dazhuang and said, Dazhuang, quickly bring me back to the Shimin family. It's too dangerous here. Qin Yin said with a smile. They shouldn't be here to capture you. After all, the manpower of the 9 sun sect is limited. My guess is that they will place their attention on the star-rune beasts, moon-rune beasts, and sun-rune beasts. Pippy Pig, you shouldn't be this type, right? Of course not. The big white pig snorted. Although I'm not this kind of rare inscription beast, I'm very strong. Let me tell you, even if I were surrounded by 10 rare attack-type inscription beasts, I would still be able to escape unscathed. The big white pig is very confident. It looked at the little gray cat and said, Little cat, you should be a rare inscription beast, right? Meow. The little gray cat let out a light cry. Shimin Dazhuang sighed. If only I could subdue a battle-type inscription beast. Dazhuang, I'm very strong. The big white pig mumbled, Don't look down on me. Qin Yin looked out the window and suddenly shouted, There's movement on the altar. The altar was originally filled with blood, but now it suddenly overflowed with golden light, breaking through the thick layer of dried blood. Many immortal beasts also stopped rushing towards the altar. The sun altar released a burst of light, like intense sunlight. The black whirlpool in the sky also gradually turned golden. That whirlpool doesn't lead to the nether realm. Nian Yun said, Where does it lead to? Shimin Dazhuang yelled, Quickly look, those immortal beasts are lying beside the altar. It seems like they're welcoming something. Qin Yun can sense the divine light released by the golden whirlpool on the altar through the star-traveling pagoda. The space fluctuation is becoming stronger and stronger. He can see that the space around the sun altar is fluctuating up and down, slightly distorting. Suddenly, the golden whirlpool burst out a burst of intense light and landed on the sun altar. Soon after, the golden whirlpool also disappeared without a trace. The space has stabilized. Qin Yun's magic mirror suddenly vibrated. It is Xiao Yuelan's message asking about his safety. Yuelan, I am fine. Qin Yun replied and then asked, What about you? I'm also fine. I am with Xin Yuan Wansi and others. We plan to approach the altar. Xiao Yuelan replied. Be careful. Qin Yun is secretly worried. The blood stains on the altar have disappeared. It is once again flickering with golden light. The altar has 18 layers. Each layer is 10 meters tall. It looks like a flight of stairs, square-shaped. And in the middle of the first layer, a several-meter-tall door suddenly appeared. This caused the nearby people to become excited. They all sent the information to the magic mirror. At this time, the little black donkey also sent a message to Qin Yun. Little mortal, immortal Xian Desert's altar has opened. You must go in and take a look. Little black donkey yelled. The altar has just been teleported. Qin Yun informed the little black donkey about what just happened. Oh no, they have sent people over. Little black donkey said with frown. It is possible that they teleported people from Sacred Desolate to Immortal Xian Desert. What is their goal? Sacred Desolate's people? Qin Yun is somewhat doubtful. Divine Desolate's people are too strong. There are still immortals in the sacred wilderness, but the immortals in the sacred wilderness should be cultivating the sacred soul, sacred body, or something. Even a 9th-tier exalted immortal is stronger than a Xian immortal in the immortal wilderness. Qin Yun immediately understood. If they have power comparable to Xian immortals, they can capture inscription beasts in Immortal Xian Desert. The inscription beasts in Immortal Xian Desert are attack type. Their strength is comparable to Xian immortal beasts. Even if 10 great upper immortals join hands, they might not be able to defeat one. For example, the golden bear who first obtained the golden grapes, its strength is abnormally strong. If it eats the golden grapes, it will definitely become even stronger. In this immortal Xian desert, it is an invincible existence. If the people from Sacred Desolate cultivate Sacred Spirit and Sacred Body and are ninth layer upper immortals, they can capture and subdue those powerful inscription beasts through powerful equipment. Nian Yun said, "In Immortal Xian Desert, if I break through to Xian Immortal, I will be ejected by spatial power. The strongest human can only be ninth layer upper immortal. Therefore, inscription beasts are the strongest existence here." She stroked Little Gray Cat's head and said again, "Little Flower is not an attack-type inscription beast, but it has enough ability to protect itself. Even if the inscription beasts in Immortal Xian Desert are not strong, they are not something humans can easily capture." After the sun altar's door opened, Qin Yun suddenly sensed the aura of a few powerful inscription beasts passing by. They are quickly distancing themselves from the sun altar. Those inscription beasts are running away. They must have sensed danger. Nian Yun said with frown, "Dazhuang, I also want to run. Although there are good things inside the altar, I don't have a life to take them. Let's run together." The big white pig said, "Take me away from this desert. Return to your Shiman home." Ahead, at the entrance of the sun altar's first floor, many people suddenly appeared. They're all humans hiding nearby. Among them is Yu Zuoquan's group. Most of them are powerful upper immortals. Friends from Immortal Desolate, if you want to become stronger, enter the altar. We're from the sacred wilderness. Although we're ninth heaven exalted immortals, we're far stronger than you. If we wanted to attack you, you would have been killed long ago. A gentle but imposing middle-aged voice came from the entrance of the altar. The yin-yang great sacrifice in front of the sun altar indeed opened a teleportation formation and transferred a group of people from Sacred Desolate. Nian Yun stored Little Gray Cat into a storage tool and said, "Little brother, do you want to go take a look at the altar?" Nian Yun's goal is to obtain the sun core inside the altar. "Go." Qin Yun nodded and said, "This. I also want to go." Shiman Dezhuang originally wanted to run away, but seeing Qin Yun and Nian Yun go, he also wants to go take a look. "Dazhuang, don't join the fun." The big white pig pointed its head at Shiman Dezhuang and yelled, "We should quickly leave that altar. That is the safest method." Shiman Dezhuang took out a light blue storage bag and placed the big white pig inside. Then he grinned at Qin Yun and said, "Uncle Qin, I also want to go." "You're not afraid?" Qin Yun laughed. "Of course I am not afraid. When have I ever been afraid? Quickly go." Shiman Dezhuang said with smile, "The strongest inscription beasts here have already run away in fear. So long as there is no threat from those formidable inscription beasts, Shiman Dezhuang is not afraid of anything." Qin Yun brought Nian Yun and Shiman Dezhuang out and stored the star-traveling pagoda. Very soon, the three of them arrived in front of the entrance of the sun altar's first layer. When they arrived, Qin Yun saw Yu Zuoquan, Wang Tengxing, and other formidable ninth layer ascendant immortals entering. What made Qin Yun feel strange is that Luo Weizhuang is not a weak ninth layer ascendant immortal, yet he is unable to enter. When he entered, he was blocked by a power. It is not only Luo Weizhuang. Many other people are also unable to enter. These people have high and low cultivation. All of them are ascendant immortals. Qin Yun observed and discovered that third layer ascendant immortals and below are unable to enter. Even injured ascendant immortals are unable to enter. Luo Weizhuang is injured, so he cannot enter the altar. It can be seen that the sun altar does not allow weaklings to enter. Qin Yun simply changed his appearance and followed behind Nian Yun and Shiman Dezhuang. Shiman Dezhuang and Nian Yun were able to enter smoothly, but Qin Yun was blocked by a force. "Little brother, wait for us outside. We will go in and investigate the situation. We will inform you." Nian Yun comforted Qin Yun and then quickly entered the sun altar. Shiman Dezhuang also entered with a smile on his face. Qin Yun is somewhat puzzled. He arrived beside Luo Weizhuang and asked in low voice, "Old Luo, are your injuries very serious?" Why can't we go in? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.